President Trump has scored a major political comeback, defeating Kamala Harris in the White House race, only the second president to be elected to 2 non-consecutive terms.
Every single day I will be fighting for you, and with every breath in my body.
We have heard nothing from Kamala Harris. She abandoned her supporters last night at D.C.'s Howard University.
She will be back here tomorrow to address not only the HU family, not only to address her supporters, but to address the nation.
Harris campaign co-chair Cedric Richmond. We do expect to hear something from Harris sometime today. Republicans have reclaimed control of the U.S. Senate.
In West Virginia, Governor Jim Justice scored an early win, filling the seat that was held by Joe Manchin. Then Cleveland businessman Bernie Moreno beat longtime incumbent Sherrod Brown in Ohio. Each Republican incumbent reelected helped cement the gains. Senator Ted Cruz of Texas credited his win in part to a surge in support from Latino voters in counties on the U.S.-Mexico border.
We're going to have a Republican Senate next year.
In Nebraska, Senator Deb Fischer fended off a challenge from an independent newcomer. Senator Rick Scott of Florida says Washington is ready for a change.
Our work is not done.
Audio courtesy KTRK and WPLG TV. Jennifer King, Washington.
With a number of races yet to be called, control of the House remains a question mark. Republicans do hope to add to their slim House majority. Pro-abortion amendments approved by voters in 7 states while being voted down in Florida, Nebraska, and South Dakota. Voters in those states rejecting a constitutional right to abortion. On Wall Street, ahead of this morning's opening bell, the Dow futures are up 1,237 points. NASDAQ futures 349 points higher. More on these stories at townhall.com.
If anyone with everyday aches and pains, I've got a question. What are you missing out on? Probably a lot. So let me tell you about Relief Factor. Relief Factor is a drug-free daily supplement that helps your body fight pain naturally. It doesn't just mask pain, it helps reduce or even eliminate it. In about 3 weeks, you'll discover what it's like to feel better. Go to relieffactor.com or call 1-800-4RELIEF and save on your first order. That's 1-800-4RELIEF.
Not to brag, but Progressive's Name Your Price tool is mankind's greatest tool ever. Even better than the wheel. Sure, without the wheel, we wouldn't have modern transportation or funny videos of dogs riding skateboards. But without the Name Your Price tool, we wouldn't have easy access to auto insurance options based on our budget. And, well, cars do need wheels. They also need insurance, and insurance never goes flat. Learn more about the greatest tool ever, the Name Your Price tool at Progressive.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Price and coverage match limited by state law. Not available in all states.
Interpol says there have been more than 2,500 arrests in a major crackdown on people smuggling, and several thousand potential victims have been rescued.
The 6-day operation carried out in September and October saw raids, special deployments and increased flight monitoring take place in over 100 countries and territories across the world. Those rescued included young people forced to work on farms in Argentina, people coerced into working as domestic servants across the Middle East, and victims forced into exploitative pyramid schemes across West and Central Africa. Interpol's Secretary General Jürgen Stock said it had highlighted the vast scale of the challenge posed by organised crime groups who exploit the vulnerable, and underscored the importance of coordinated global action.
That's the BBC's Tom Bailey. Iran's currency has fallen to an all-time low now that former President Trump has clinched the U.S. presidency again. Townhall.com. Recapping the hour's lead story, a victory for Donald Trump in his quest to the White House. He beat Kamala Harris, will return to the White House for a second term. Arizona voters say yes to allowing police to detain suspected illegal aliens.
Proposition 314 allows local police to arrest migrants suspected of being in the U.S. illegally. Within the past year, Republican lawmakers in Iowa, Texas, and Oklahoma have passed immigration laws, but federal courts have stopped the states from enforcing them. Opponents of Proposition 314 have argued that it would harm Arizona's economy and reputation and lead to racial profiling of Latinos. I'm Donna Warder.
In Michigan, Democrats will remain in the majority on the state Supreme Court. Republicans had been hoping to flip the Democrats' 4-3 majority. The GOP's been in the minority in Michigan state government for the past couple of years. More on these stories at townhall.com.
What in the wide, wide world of sports is going on here?
I promise you, whatever scum did this, not one man in this force will rest for 1 minute until he's behind bars. Now let's grab a bite to eat. Yeah, come on.
I feel the hot wind on my shoulder and the touch of a world that is older. I hit the switch and check the number. I leave it on and then I slumber. I hear the rhythm ringing through it. Flamenco guitar and cumbia music. I hear the talking of the DJ. The travel listen, what does he say? I'm on a Mexican radio. I'm on a Mexican radio.
Broadcasting live from high atop the J.P. White Building in downtown Roswell, New Mexico. It's Mornings with Mike Winters on 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM.
Is that what I sound like when I talk?
Now, here's your host, Mike Winters.
And good morning, one and all. Welcome to Mornings with Mike Winters. I am he. That would be me, Mike Winters. Happy Wednesday, everybody.
Mm-hmm.
So, big news yesterday.
Yeah?
NFL trade deadline ended, and Washington Commanders picked up Marshawn Lattimore, cornerback.
Wow.
Big stud, man.
Nice.
Big news of the day yesterday.
I was going to say that's what's on everybody's mind this morning, I'm pretty
sure.
sure.
I was thinking. I was thinking, man, I'm just, the Commanders made a good move yesterday, and it was big news yesterday. So,
well, congratulations to the Commanders.
Yeah, I'm happy about that.
Woo-woo, Commanders.
I ain't gonna lie. Most people yesterday were on Twitter, like scrolling for stuff. I'm like, ooh, it's trade deadline day. Are they gonna get anybody? Look at it. Ooh, I see Cowboys got her. Who's that wide receiver? I never heard Nick from the Panthers. Oh, this is nobody. And, ooh, Commanders got this. Oh, that was me yesterday. I ain't gonna lie. Already voted. I was like, that's gonna come out. I gotta see what the Commanders gonna do.
Big news coming out of yesterday for me. Mike and Molly resolved the fight that they were having by the end of the episode. So that was
good.
Nice.
Woohoo!
I mean, right? It's just coming up good news for everybody.
It's always on the edge of your seat with Mike and Molly.
It really is.
You never know.
Well, that Mike, he just pops off.
I'm a big fan of the father-in-law, the guy that the little mafia wannabe guy.
Yeah.
Anyway, happy Wednesday. Yes. I'm gonna say half the nation is happy this morning and half isn't, or isn't. I don't know where I'm gonna go, but yes, New Mexico did what I expected it to do, pretty much. Although I will say this, they did not announce Kamala for New Mexico till like hours after the poll closed.
I went to bed with New Mexico undecided, which was surprising.
Well, I was still awake when they finally moved it for Kamala, but I was like, wow, they didn't call it at 8 o'clock or right when the polls closed or whatever it was. And I was like, huh. And so, of course, at the end of the day, everything went the way that they expected. I think maybe the Republicans got a few extra seats in the state legislature, maybe, but I don't know. That could be a wash, too.
Well, they called the Senate right before. It was like 20 minutes before I went to bed last night.
Oh, yeah. Well,
so they called the Senate for
Heinrich. Well, that was one of those ones I think they called it shortly there after the polls closed here in New Mexico. It was like when at the top of the hour when they do their updates and they go, we got our update, and then pretty much right after the New Mexico polls closed, they were announcing that Heinrich had won. It was shortly thereafter.
It was funny to watch because every network had to have their own way of presenting it.
Yeah.
And so I was watching the NBC coverage that was through Peacock, and every time they would have a projected winner, they would cut to a shot of the White House, a CGI shot of the White House, and they would zoom over the roof of the White House into the backyard. Is it the backyard? I don't know what you call it, the courtyard of the White House, where they would have the sign pop up, such and such state called for Trump or called for Harris.
Oh, they got a little artistic.
When it was Senate and House, it was the front yard of the White House.
Oh.
So like all these little different places. And in my mind, I'm thinking, who's going to clean all this up afterwards? Bunch of nonsense signs just popping up in the yard. Who's taking care of the upkeep?
Some government employee out there sweeping up them virtual signs as we speak. But yeah, I do love that. Because, and I imagine every one of these, they have that one person that they're sitting in probably a room that's about half the size of this room.
Yeah.
And they're just in there with their little computer, and they're like going, pew.
Right.
Oh, no, more of a wow. Oh.
All right, exactly.
Wait a minute. Yeah, that's it. That's what I want.
I didn't watch what CNN did, but in years past they've had where the newscasters will walk over to like a circular stage and they'll have the poll results just popping up all around them like little trees. Like I didn't see what they did this year, but I'd be curious to see if they flew in,
Yeah, well, I think that's will be the Monday morning quarterback in here. Or
the Daily Show had Jordan Klepper fly in on a cheesesteak. That was fantastic.
Oh my gosh, that was funny.
Great.
Yeah. But it was a big win for Donald Trump here. Of course, it looks like Senate is in Republican control.
Yeah.
Last I heard, has the House been decided yet?
I haven't heard about the House.
They're pretty sure that Trump's got the House and the Senate.
Okay, because it was kind of iffy
but
when I went
there's
to
a
bed.
couple that are still outstanding, of course, that they're still looking at.
Okay.
I agree. They're outstanding.
They are outstanding.
Outstanding. Sorry, too much time in the military.
Yeah, I have a child that I have converted, woohoo, to politics. And so she was on like 4 different devices last night, and she's looking at all this stuff. She's like, okay, CNN's saying this, Fox News is saying this. I showed her Secretary of State. So she's watching that for New Mexico. She's watching the Google Maps, and it was so funny. She's like, New Mexico's red. It's blue. It's red. It's blue. And I'm like, I love your enthusiasm, but I know how that one's going to fall. So kind of, walk that one back and be excited about, I don't know, Georgia, Nevada.
I got to say, though, Albuquerque was touch and go there for a minute.
They were nuts.
Those numbers were all over the place.
I'm sorry. As soon as you talked about your kid's a junkie now, all I got a picture of was like a Dave Chappelle-like face with like 3 phones in his face, scratching like, and we got some numbers.
It was totally
and we got some results.
Returns.
And we got some numbers.
Some results.
She was.
I was only guilty of doing 2. I had my TV on watching a Peacock for their results, but that was muted. I was using my phone to watch watch-alongs, different YouTube channels.
No, my kid was 100% like that. And meanwhile, I just have my phone. I've got Fox News up there, and I'm just like, yep, that tracks. Talking to my girlfriends, and we're talking smack about all the different states and stuff.
Yeah.
And my kid is just going nuts, and I'm like, I love this. Okay. Well, my job is done.
We had like the TV going and one thing, and my wife's on her phone doing her thing, and I literally am just playing a game, just kind of like I have in the background, because I know I'm like, man, if I sit here and pay that kind of attention, you're going to be like mad 1 second, happy. I was like, I'm not doing that. I'm not going down that road, because 1 minute you talk to, and those people have nothing but time to fill. So they're out there with their maps and like, Buckshaw County here in Kentucky, these people, see, they like to go to Cracker Barrel on Sundays at 7 o'clock, and because of that, they all vote Republican. I'm like, what? They're literally 6 hours of that going on. I'm like, I'm not watching all that.
Yeah, it got tedious about, I'd say probably about 8 o'clock our time, that I was like, okay, we know it's going to be at least another hour before returns come in. So once they call what they're going to call between 7 and 8, chances are nothing else is happening. So I was like, we're going home, because we had gone to my parents' house. And so I was like, we're going to go home and hang out and whatever.
So now, I stayed up till 11, and I was kind of seeing it, and I'm like, all right, looks like it's, the way it's going. So I tried to lay down, and I may have drifted off for 20, 30 minutes, but I remember waking up after midnight, sometimes at midnight 1, and I was like, all right, I got up, and, I'm 50, so peed. And then I checked on the iPad, and I was like, oh, there it is, Trump won. But then I went back to bed, I tossed it. It was probably 2, 3 in the morning before I finally, the energy or whatever just slowed down enough where you could fall asleep. But I didn't. Did Trump do a
he did.
speech
He did.
yet? Okay,
Yeah,
I
he
did not
did.
hear
He
if he
did
did. I know Kamala's waiting until today, right, to do her concession speech. I think that she went to bed. I think that's when I went to. I think she went to bed before I did. I think actually. I remember.
Yeah, Joe.
Well, I saw the crowd.
Joe went to bed like.
Joe went to bed
at 2 p.m. I saw the crowd at Kamala's rally. I saw the crowd start to disperse, and then I heard High Hopes start playing, which I thought was kind of ironic.
Right.
Oops, there goes another rubber tree plant.
Yeah.
But so Kamala should be making a statement, I think, at some point today.
Okay. Well, she was supposed to, like, they had a party at, I think it was Howard University.
Yeah, her alma mater.
Yeah. And at first it was a big party, but I think it was about maybe 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock our time. They start saying, now you can see the pavement over here. There used to be a
Where
bunch of
they
people
used
dancing,
to be dancing, and
now
now
they're not
everybody's
here. And so you could see as the night progressed, it was slowly going to like, all right, yeah.
to be the fly on the wall.
Yeah.
In those, and not just her campaign, but those types of campaigns where one side is just so sure of what an outcome is going to be, and it ends up not being the complete opposite, whether they're the winner or the loser.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, oh, I would love to know what those conversations are going on in
Turn
the
on
background.
Twitter. It's not pretty. I've seen it.
That's why I stay off. I get my Twitter
Elon Musk
third
was
hand.
on fire.
Yeah.
Oh my God, he's on fire. Did somebody put him out?
Right?
That's horrible.
Hopefully, unlike the batteries of his car, they're easier to put out. But
He's going to look even more like a villain if he has burn scars.
Ba-dum-bum-bum.
I did find it a little, like, I'm like, this is 2024. When I'm seeing a picture at, I guess at Mar-a-Lago, wherever the Trump headquarters was there, and you're sitting there, and they're sitting at looks like a buffet table or some kind of table, and there's Donald Trump, and I think Dana White's in the middle, and then there's Elon on the other side.
Yeah.
And I'm like, and they're all like eating shrimp. It's just like, what's going on here?
What's that line from Ghostbusters?
Yeah.
Cats and dogs
Living together.
Right.
Pandemonium.
I was waiting for Mike Tyson and what's his name to sit down and pull up a plate too. What's his name? Jake
Holyfield?
No,
Jake Paul?
Jake Paul.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
That fight's like coming up, isn't it?
I think it's this month, yeah.
I know it's in November. I just didn't know. Like I kind of cared about it a long time ago. Now, not so much. But I still am going to watch it if I remember when it comes on. But by the way, Jake Paul's looking fat. Have you seen that?
He's bulking up.
Bulk?
He's
Bulk
about
is in cheeseburger bulk.
Yeah, he's about to
Right.
fight a human cinder block. He probably needs a little weight on him.
I know, but
you need the
I'm not
right
saying-
kind of weight.
Fair.
He looks like he's got a. I don't know. It reminds me of the Great White Hope movie. If you remember that with Damon Wayans.
Oh my God.
Maybe he's stress eating because he knows what's about to happen to his face.
But that scene where Damon
His
Wayans
ear.
in train, he literally had that big gut. He walked. That's kind of Jake Paul right now. I'm just saying. All right, probably should get the hour going. Our guests are here, and we're really not doing anything productive at this point. So, how to get the hour going. We're going to have the folks in the Roswell Chamber here join us in just a few. Andrew and Gary are here. Give us an update on things happening at the Roswell Chamber. In the 8 o'clock hour, we may have the folks in the Refuge join us. It's their normal time slot there. But if they don't make it, we're going to replay our interview we had with the folks from American Legion Post 61 talking about Veterans Day ceremonies this Saturday. Beginning, really, the ceremony starts on the courthouse lawn at 9 a.m. Parade will start right thereafter. They're asking folks that want to be in the parade to gather about 8:30. One of two locations, either in the parking lot behind the courthouse there off Virginia, or in Pioneer Plaza across the street from the courthouse. And then right after the ceremony's there at 9, that wraps up. That'll take about 45 minutes. We'll kind of filter the parade. It will head north up Main Street to go to, and the ending spot's the Wool Bowl, the parking lot of the Wool Bowl. So they'll go up north on Main to College there or whatever, and then.
Oh, that's right. The Veterans Parade is always in reverse order.
Yes, it is reversed to the fair parade. So, but anyway, we'll play that interview talking about that in the 8 o'clock hour, and then in the 9 o'clock hour at 9:15, Bob Power's going to join us. They've got a veterans dinner coming up on Veterans Day at First United Methodist Church, where they're inviting all veterans to come out for delicious dinner and entertainment, and they're going to be honoring some fellow New Mexican veterans as well. So we'll talk about that with Bob at 9:15. Then around 9:30, Don Wells going to join us with Friends of Bitter Lake talking about cranes and cocoa. That's coming up here, and just an update on what's going on at Bitter Lake Wildlife Refuge. Plus, there's not much election update stuff. I think pretty much everything's decided.
Trump won.
Yeah.
In case you don't know.
Yeah. If you go to the Secretary of State's website there. You can see all the results, including, I know the veterans. I don't remember seeing all the constitutional. I know the ones about the veterans passed, not constitutional, but the questions about that you answered on there. I haven't heard anything about bonds. And it's not. I just, to be honest, I'm tired and I haven't gone there and looked that far on the internet yet. To be honest, I woke up and got scrolling on other stuff, and squirrel. But anyway, but you'll find all that there if you can't wait for me to go dig it up and tell you. So, it is 7:20. Let's go ahead and take a look at your weather. We got like cold weather and rain that's entering the forecast. So, but I don't mind it as long as it doesn't come all at once like it did 2 weeks ago. But here's your weather.
I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton with your Pecos Valley weather. Pretty comfortable temperatures today, and we have high pressure over the Four Corners, and that'll be covering our area with sunshine. We're headed for the upper 60s on the afternoon high, mid to upper 30s and clear for the overnight hours, mid 60s to low 70s for the afternoon high on Wednesday. Mix of sunshine and clouds, maybe some more showers coming in Thursday and Friday. That's your latest forecast. I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton.
Thank you, Steve. Currently 41 degrees here in Roswell. Humidity is at 79%. Winds are calm at the moment. Today, during the day, not too shabby, mostly sunny. Expect mid-60s, 66 officially for a high today. Winds will be out of the northwest, 5 to 10 miles per hour. And then there's tonight and tomorrow and Friday morning. We are looking at a 50% chance of rain tonight. They're talking after 8 p.m. this evening. Increasing clouds with an overnight low of 39 degrees. Winds will be out of the north at around 15 miles per hour. They do say they expect less than 1/10 of an inch of rain tonight. So that's good news, I guess, considering. For your Thursday, we are looking at, it just says rain. 80% chance of rain. High near 47 tomorrow. High near 47 tomorrow. You heard me right. High near 47 tomorrow. Yeah, it's going to be cold. Winds will be out of the north at around 15 miles per hour. Oh, yeah, it's going to be a little breezy on top of the cold. They're saying new accumulation amounts between 1/10 and 1/4 inch of rain possible on Thursday. Thursday night, we're looking at a 60% chance of rain, mainly before 11. Cloudy with an overnight low of 41 degrees. Yeah, it's going to be almost as warm overnight as it was during the day on Thursday. 6-degree difference. That's, anyway. Winds will be out of the north, 15 to 20 miles per hour, so it's not going to be delightful. And then Friday, you're looking at a 30% chance of rain for the AM hours till about 11 a.m., then mostly cloudy and a high of 52, with winds out of the northwest 10 to 15 miles per hour. And then looking at the weekend, sunny and 60 for Saturday. So if you're going to be watching football in Lovington or listening to it on the radio or video, we'll have live streaming video and all that here. Don't forget, the Goddard game is on 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM on Saturday. We're going to have it here. So if you go to 106.1 Fiera and you're like, where's the football game? It's over here. And then, of course, sunny and 65 for Sunday as well. Veterans Day on Monday, sunny and 68 degrees there. All right, it is 7:23. We're going to take a 2.5-minute break, and then the folks from the Roswell Chamber will join us here on the other side. Don't go away.
Hi, I'm Chef Anthony Noble at the Valley Cafe located at 801 West Brasher in Roswell. We want to welcome you for dinner 5 to 8 p.m. weekdays, except Wednesday we close at 2 p.m. If you haven't tried our food yet, I hope you come try one of our dinner entrees, pasta, soups, salads, burgers, and sandwiches, and our weekly specials as well. Let me make you great dinner. Visit the Valley Cafe at 801 West Brasher, the Orange Building across from Church on the Move in Roswell.
Can't see us in person? Find our full menu on DoorDash, Grubhub, and Uber Eats. Are you ready to succeed? At ENMU Roswell, they cater to your educational needs. Their dedicated facilities and faculties provide you with an exceptional learning experience. From academic programs to behavioral sciences, business, health education, or technical education, ENMU Roswell offers a wide variety of certifications and degree programs designed to take your education and experience to the next level. Register now on campus or online at roswell.enmu.edu. Eastern New Mexico University, Roswell. Success starts here.
Attention Attention, Roswell and surrounding areas. Roswell Ford knows recovering from an unexpected natural disaster is stressful, and our hearts go out to everyone who experienced loss due to the flooding. The damage left behind is devastating, but we're already seeing what it means to be Roswell strong, and we acknowledge and appreciate the heroic efforts of local authorities, first responders, and National Guard rescue teams. We've already received and continue to receive special shipments of new Fords and quality pre-owned vehicles available for immediate delivery during our massive Super Tent Sale. It's at our temporary location on West 2nd Street between Toyota and Allsup's. These new and pre-owned vehicles without flood damage are being offered to the public at unprecedented savings. We've instructed our staff to take any car in any condition. In fact, even if it doesn't run, we'll come get it and give you a generous allowance toward a new Ford or high-quality pre-owned vehicle. And we'll work with your insurance company to help you get what you deserve at Roswell Ford's temporary location on West 2nd Street between Toyota and Allsup's. Thank you.
Central Valley Electric is continually learning and advancing technology that improves electric service, reliability, and safety, and in turn enhancing the quality of life for members that we serve in our local communities. CVE offers an account management program called Smart Hub that allows members to track their usage, set up convenient pay methods, and the ability to manage their energy use with smart technologies. A secure system such as Smart Hub is an easy tool to use. To sign up, visit cvecoop.org and click Smart Hub to get started.
The tool used to measure your feet at the shoe store is called a Brannock device. The person that measures your feet at home for no reason is called a creep with a foot fetish. Here's Mike Winters.
And good morning. It is 26 minutes after 7 o'clock, and joining us in studio this morning from the Roswell Chamber of Commerce, of course, Andrew Moore and Gary Thrine back with us. Good morning, guys.
Good morning.
In unison and everything. Look at that. Almost in concert.
Great day in the morning.
Hey, I got a funny feeling most of southeast New Mexico is got a little pep in their step there.
Absolutely.
Although it was a mixed bag because assuming you're a Republican and happy a Trump won, but like I said when I started the show, New Mexico did what New Mexico normally does, and New Mexico decided, no, we're going to stay, we like being 50s and everything else. We're going to keep the same people around.
Well, and I want to start off this morning by saying congratulations to all of the candidates that won, and thank you to everybody that decided to win, because whether you won or you lost last night in the election, it takes a lot, and it takes a very special, particular kind of person to even put themselves out there to run for public office.
Right.
So thank you to everyone that did that, and congratulations to those that have won.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, and that's just it. Now is the part that, okay, we everyone got there and it got heated and now you're like, all right, now you got to pick up the pieces, and because at the end of the day, we are all on the same team. We all want the United States of America, United States of America to be a great country. We all want it to, we all want our families to have success, to have opportunities, to have, and we all want that. We all don't agree on that path per se, but we got to get back to the thing. It's all right. We got to, we're on that. Well, how do we get it to where all of us can be on the same page and
absolutely
and be happy? So
that's
what we got to figure out next. But I will say this: there was a clear message sent last night, and hopefully the people that lost take that message in the way it's intended, and
that's
not
right.
where people want to take it.
Learn your lessons and move on.
Yep.
And then with that said, we are 2 weeks out from the great flood of Roswell, and the relief effort and the cleanup effort is still full bore ahead. And at the Roswell Chamber of Commerce, if for some reason you don't know or don't have a place to take items that you want to donate, we are happy to be a collection site, and we will make sure that your donations get to reputable organizations, so that way we can help our community in the best way possible. And if you are looking for resources because you still need help, because we have a community, and it's not just Roswell that has been affected. It's Lake Arthur, Dexter,
Absolutely.
And Hagerman. And really, Dexter was kind of
Midway,
that epicenter in the valley.
Mm-hmm.
We have a dedicated web page on our website, and it is labeled Disaster Resources. As soon as I am getting information, we are putting it up. It is a one-stop shop. All of the information that is up on our website is vetted, it is accurate, and it is as up-to-date as we can possibly make it. If you don't see something that you're looking for, you can call our office at 575-623-5695 because I may not have had a chance to put something up, or I may not have been given that information quite yet because I am only one person. As much as I try to be everywhere every time, that doesn't always happen. So you can always call and ask because we are getting phone calls.
Well, trust me, it's kind of like, because I know what you guys are doing, just like, when you, especially when the flooding's going on, you're scrolling through everywhere and you're like, okay, where am I picking up resources? I need to share that. I need to share that.
Exactly.
And you're doing that as much, but once in a while, one squeaks through there, or the meta whatever's on there just didn't allow you to see that post where everyone else saw it, and so, you know what I mean? So
exactly.
So that it kind of it sometimes the algorithms just let things slip through the radar sometimes.
Exactly. So that's what we are doing at the chamber, is trying to help be that one-stop shop to push out resources. And then on the opposite end, if you are somebody that wants to help, that you haven't hooked up with a church or an organization. And my example has been Janet Smith with a bucket and a shovel. If you want to just, let us know, we'll vet you, make sure that you, hit all of our qualifications, and then we will post your information
Turn you loose.
as well. That's right. And we will partner people. In fact, yesterday I was in a meeting and I had gotten word that there is an elderly lady that has lost everything in the flooding. And she is now looking, she literally everything, her appliances, her couch, her bed, everything. Her house was completely washed out. And I was sitting in a meeting and a gal next to me goes, oh, by the way, I have a house full of furniture that I'm getting ready to donate. Where can I go? So
planets align.
That's right.
Yeah.
So I hooked those two people up and said, here's a phone number. Why don't you contact this nice lady, and I'm sure she will be grateful for anything and everything that you have to offer.
Good deal. And so yes, please, if use the chamber. That's what, like you said, the role's been here is that networking, putting people in with resources and touch people that need resources and vice versa. And like you said, through the 211 and through that resources, the 100% Chavez County and that list. And that's why they always ask when you're on the social media, various ones, and you see it, to share it as it is. That way it keeps that live, because if you copy and paste to share it, it doesn't update the list like it should. So,
correct.
So in theory, the way it's set up, and I'm not nerd enough to know exactly how it works, but basically in theory, it live updates in real time. So if someone puts a need up there or puts a service up there, it updates everywhere. So everybody sees that update, no matter who shared this to where, to whom, to what.
Correct.
But if you don't just share it as opposed to copy and paste it, then it'll screw that up, that algorithm up a little bit.
And just in case people are also unaware, President Biden has signed the disaster declaration for Roswell.
Which means FEMA
So
and all those
FEMA
folks
is officially here. In fact, they came into our office yesterday and introduced themselves.
They'll be on the radio here, I believe, next week.
Yes, so they are here. And I know that we are in that time period where a lot of people, if not most people, have gutted their homes, have torn out, their insulation, and everything has been sitting on the curb.
For a portion of it, yeah.
Be patient. Now is the patient part. And it's not fun. It's not comfortable. I know I am not the most patient person on the planet. And if I was sitting in that situation that I can see through the studs of my wall into the next bedroom or bathroom, I want my house taken care of. I want my stuff to be back. But we are in the patient mode. Red Cross, FEMA, Salvation Army, all of our churches and all of these other organizations and individuals are working as diligently and as quickly as they can, but things just take time.
Yep.
And so we just have to be patient. I got word that a friend of mine went to go get drywall, for example, from Home Depot the other day, and they were out. Well, shocker. Of course they're out because everybody in Roswell needs drywall.
Yeah, exactly. Here.
And so that's what I'm saying. Just be patient. Yes, it's frustrating, and it's probably going to be frustrating for a while, but we all have to be patient. That's where we as a community, and it's not just Roswell. Once again, it's not just Roswell. It is Chaves County. It's southeastern New Mexico. We are a community, and we all help each other.
Absolutely.
You know, what happened in Ruidoso with the fires over the summer, we in Roswell and Chaves County rose to the occasion and helped them.
Yep.
And you know what? Now it's coming back because even though those people are still hurting and they're not made 100% and whole, they're coming down here and they're helping us.
Yep.
And so it's just, you know, that paying it forward,
And
hand
it's all
helping
over
hand.
too. Like you know, like I said, you're talking about some of the stuff from Ruidoso in that area. I know I saw quite a bit of stuff online, like Hobbs in that area. Like one of the Hob Eagle football games, they were asking folks to bring donations to and they literally had a bus and loaded up and drove it down here to help people out. So that kind of love was all over the state, but southeast New Mexico in particular.
And anything helps. Gift cards, food, clothing, because yes, we have a lot of these organizations that are doling a lot of this out.
Yep.
People tend to keep it at the front of their mind when the disaster is fresh and new, but we have to also remember we have Thanksgiving, we have Christmas coming up, so our community is going to be in need even through the holidays. So
And
be
let's face
mindful.
it, you know, now that we're not in the headlines anymore for it, you know, when you're on the nightly news every night, the donations come rolling in, the Red Cross, you know, and it turns. But now we're a couple weeks behind that, and now it's just, you know, the news ain't about us no more. And so at this point, FEMA and that stuff, but whatever help's going to come is from within. So it's time to roll up our sleeves and get to work and help each other out. So.
Yep.
We've taken calls all the way back from the eastern coast when it was front and center.
Yeah.
And even since it's been front and center of the news, people calling from
Oh, good.
New Jersey, Maine,
So some people aren't forgetting.
Massachusetts,
Yes.
even the Carolinas, as much disaster as they've been through, calling out here, what can we do?
Yeah. Well, it's kind of a bit of a irony. I don't know. It was a semi-ironic moment where, of course, the chamber was involved in helping the American Legion Post getting the trailers of vehicle of supplies.
They just left to go
Yeah,
to North
they
Carolina.
literally, they got, matter of fact, they're in Alamogordo and the flooding hit, so they couldn't come back to Roswell to do, so they literally had to go north to get out of Dodge here to head east. And they end up going, I believe, to Georgia where they dropped all that stuff off. But literally, as we're bringing in stuff for hurricane victims there, where people, it's like, well, can we bring that around and park it? But that's
Psych,
really,
can we go home?
But it was really one of those. So literally, as we're getting hammered, we're sending out help to people back east and things like that. So it's kind of, and you know, that was something that kind of, moving on. But we're just talking about it that I didn't realize last night. But you know, again, talking about not in the headlines, there's still people in North Carolina like living in tents and water and camping basically, and they were trying to vote yesterday. And you know, again, we kind of forgot. You know, most of us probably thinking, I bet they got power by now. It's like, no, they do
there's
not.
a lot of those places that the roads. Well, look at Roswell. You know, 285 still has the bridge that has issues.
Yeah.
If you drive around town in Roswell, we still have bridge issues.
Sure.
If you go to Dexter, there's still kind of a lake there.
Yeah.
The waters have not completely dissipated. So
It'll be a couple years before we're fully recovered from the flood, flood situation from top to bottom.
Oh,
but
absolutely.
Hopefully, most people in their homes will be much quicker than that. But some of the infrastructure things that's going to be years in the especially when government funding gets involved.
Exactly.
But we got a
All
60-day coming up, so I don't know what that's going to be.
We'll see. Okay.
I'm sitting here thinking, look at all the ribbon cuttings we're going to have.
See, silver linings all over the place. Celebrate.
Gary's going to have to call the ribbon store and get another couple hundred feet of that stuff for all these ribbon cuttings.
Well, it's about to be Christmas, and that's usually when we buy our ribbons.
Save your bows. We got lots of ribbon cuttings.
That's right.
But we've had a lot of activity. I know our last time in here, since then, we had, when I pulled up my calendar, I ran out the door this morning, so I'm not as prepared as I normally am. But
I think everyone's a little disheveled because they stayed up late and they're all.
Well, there was kind of a thing yesterday.
All I know is when I came to work, and I normally get in the 6 6 o'clock hour, between 6:30. I'm usually out on the roads driving, and I ain't gonna lie, it was quieter this morning than
I bet.
than normally it was. I was like, ooh, it was almost that apocalyptic feel where it's the morning and you're like, I'm the only car on the highway right now. What's going on here? Like, Brady, what did I miss a meeting? What happened?
But just to recap, we had our second lunch and learn so far on the 17th, and then we had the open house for the SOAR house, which is the transition for teenagers.
Yeah, it's a great.
And then we had another ribbon cutting on the 18th at Lone Depot on West 2nd Street, Suite number 5.
Yeah, Elliot and his team.
This was before Thanksgiving, so we did the annual pumpkin patch.
Halloween.
St. Mark's.
Halloween. Yeah.
Sorry.
Still before Thanksgiving.
And then we had to postpone due to the floods the ribbon cutting for French Brothers, and that will be today.
Okay.
Let me go to my November calendar now. Go ahead, Andrea, while I find it.
Okay. Well, I think I have your calendar on here too. But yeah, so those are the things that we as the Roswell Chamber of Commerce is, we're doing these ribbon cuttings. We are helping out our community. And if there's something that you as our members, as our community think we should be doing that we're not, please contact either myself or Gary, 575-623-5695, or come on by at the office. We're located at 131 West 2nd, and we'd love to sit down and chit chat with you, and you give us your ideas. If it's something that we're able to do, we are happy to do it, because we just may not have thought of it. Gary
Absolutely.
and I are just two people, and we've got all kinds of great ideas, but they're only great ideas if they're really going to help our members and our community.
Absolutely.
Exactly. So this last Friday, we had Treads and Threads is a new business here in downtown. And then, like I said, today we have French Brothers. And then on Saturday, it's the barrel kickoff for Salvation Army. Their breakfast, we're going to go be door greeters for them for their breakfast at 8 a.m. at Salvation Army on 612 West College Boulevard. We had Blackhawk Brewery has rejoined the chamber. We have UniFirst is going to be rejoining the chamber, and we've just had First Tea Southeastern New Mexico has joined the chamber. So we've had quite a bit of activity and folks joining and coming on board, and now we're catching up with the ribbon cuttings and going into the holiday season. So just because it's a holiday season, let's not stop the ribbon cuttings. If you've got a request, send it in.
Absolutely.
Because this would be a great way to kick off your business for the holiday shopping.
Or maybe we have a ribbon cutting for a milestone, or you don't have to be a new business to get a ribbon cutting. Maybe you're like, hey, we're celebrating our 1 year anniversary, or we're celebrating our
7-year anniversary.
Or we made a new addition to the facility, or whatever it is. There's some kind of milestone.
It's just like Hippie Chicks. Terry and Hippie Chicks over there, she always does her ribbon cutting / business after hours in December. And she loves to celebrate her odd year anniversary. And I've talked to her, and she's like, well, that's because, everybody celebrates 1, 5, 10, 25. She goes, nobody celebrates 17 and a half years being, and I'm like, that is so true. Yeah. So, whatever it is, we'll do a ribbon cutting at your place just because. We'll do business after hours just because. Call us. Let Gary and I know. We'll get you on the schedule, and we'd love to celebrate you, because that's what our ribbon cuttings and our business after hours truly are all about, is celebrating our members, our businesses, and then it overflows into being a network opportunity for everybody else that shows up and participates in these events, because you may not see Janet Smith with her bucket and her shovel every single day, but that she always shows up to our events. And so what a great way to, catch up and say, hey, what are you doing? How, and you'll make new friends and see old friends at the same time.
Absolutely. Yeah. And by the way, with, Reno Rare races, we're under a year away from the first racing of races here. They'll be here sooner than that, but September next year is game on with their first races.
Yeah, I think the qualifying is in May.
Yeah, exactly. Getting their licensing and all that's there coming up. But with that, there's going to be a lot of new business, a lot of new stuff coming in, and all these businesses, please plug into the chamber. Whether because let's face it, there's going to be more hotels coming up over the coming years, probably more restaurants, more RV parks, more of these amenities that are going to cater to the Reno Air Race crowd that we're going to see cropping up here, and the ancillary that comes from that. More gas stations, more convenience stores, this stuff like that. All that's going to grow exponentially as well too. So
and we are still working on the map. So if you get a call from Lunar Cow Publishing,
that is legit.
They are legit.
That's right.
And we want to fill up those spaces on the hard copy of the map. But once those fill up, then we'll still be able to put you in the digital map. So, and if you have a hard space on the hard copy of the map, you also have a digital space as well. So definitely, if they call, get on board, and because we are updating the map, and you definitely want to be on the map when all these folks from all over the country come in.
Yeah, and this is the modern version of it. Whereas if you folks a little older and stuff, you used to say go into the chamber and get that map, and you're looking, oh, where's the thing's got the restaurants, it's got some town, Well, in 2024, most people don't run around with a paper map in their hand anymore.
Correct.
And so but the beauty of this is, this works in both worlds. So if you still like that, I want the paper map and I don't want technology's the devil, no problem, we got you covered. But, for most of us, everything's on an app on our phone and everything. That's what the Luna Cow is as well. So it updates in real time, which means if you have sales or app or special limited time or just small window promotions you'd like to do, the Luna Cow app can help you with that.
Yes,
so it's not a locator, it's also an actual billboard / sales.
Correct. And you can change it once you have your digital ad on there. Lunar Cow is happy to change your ad as often as you would like. They've got graphic designers. They have people that specialize in digital media that will be able to create and get your ad out. So that way, like you all said, if you've got a special, get it out there. Mm-hmm. If you are a restaurant and you're like, I've got a special night that we want that we're, for example, like Pasta Cafe just had their wine dinner for Halloween. And so they could change that out. So all of October, they have that on the map to generate. So it's things like that. Lunar Cow is totally legit. And as soon as they fill up those spaces on the paper map, that portion of the map will be finished. It will go to print. So, answer their calls, their emails, and get on it, because then you'll be featured.
But they're not con artists or they are on the up and up. They're
totally
legitimate.
legit.
And if you would want to talk to them, you might be a benefit for your business. But you do you on that, and
if you want to contact them, just give me a call at the chamber, and I will connect you with them.
Absolutely. If you're like, hey, I keep hearing about them, but they ain't showed up on my door yet, then call the chamber and we'll make them show up on your door.
That's right. 100%.
Absolutely.
And as always, go and check out our social media. We are on Facebook and Instagram and LinkedIn, because those are the ones that I know how to use the best. I have teenagers, and they are teaching me their other social medias. And as soon as I have those down pat, we may show up there too.
Or they won't be popular and they move on to another one.
Correct. Because apparently I am officially old people because I'm still on Facebook. And I'm okay with that. Yeah. But we do like and share a lot of our other organizations. So there's a lot of other things that are happening. And if you don't know where to look, you can always look towards the Roswell Chamber of Commerce, and we will keep you updated.
Absolutely, yeah. And that's the big thing, too, is if you have any questions, don't hesitate to call or come by.
Yes, please.
And they'll be happy to do that. And, of course, don't forget, too, just little things. If you still collect the bottle caps and all that, there's a drop-off locations for the plastic benches and all that. The chamber's always you don't even have to go inside. There's in the little cubby by the door, there's a little drop-off box.
It's like a garbage can, but it's not.
Yeah.
It's actually the collection.
Yeah, don't put your
Yes.
leftover lunch in there.
No, because then I get a little curmudgeon.
Yeah.
And poor Gary has to deal with me with my sour attitude.
Yeah, that's for donations, not for trash.
Correct. And I was noticing it looks a little dusty, so we probably have to go and wash it off so it does look like an actual legitimate collection site and not
That's
said
right.
trash can.
Well, I mean, yeah, in all fairness, we understand why you think it. Because
Yes.
it does look like we're a place to go to, and it's a good spot for a trash can, to be honest. Like, hey, that's convenient. I throw my empty McDonald's cup in here before I go into the chamber. So,
But to be fair, we really don't have that too bad of a issue with that every once in a while. But for the most part, people know exactly what it is because it is labeled
Absolutely.
Main Street Roswell, and so everybody knows.
But once in a while, you get a few people don't pay attention.
And with that, my mind has shut down because I too only got a few hours of
Yeah, I
sleep
figure
last night.
I got a feeling a lot of people are either going to come in late or come out early today, or leave
Yes.
early today. I feel like it's going to be one of those days. But again, go to the Chamber's website. If you have any questions about anything, come on by.
RoswellNM.org.
Yeah.
And of course, LinkedIn, Facebook, and Instagram. We're the Roswell Chamber of Commerce. If you want to come see Gary and I, 131 West 2nd, and our phone number is 575-623-5695.
Absolutely. Well, excellent. Anything else? Did we get it all?
Leave a voicemail if we don't get a chance.
Right.
Yeah, every once in a while we are both either on the phone or out of the office. So if for some reason you call, please leave a message. Gary and I don't know to call you back or how to help you if you don't leave a message.
That's right. They have. Yeah, they haven't worked out their telekinesis or whatever it is. To,
Right.
You know.
But if we aren't there, we have our cell phones posted on the front door, so
Yes.
you can always reach us by our cell phone.
That's right. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, there
And
is
I think my
contact.
phone number is on the website too. So if you go to roswellnm.org, it is the same phone number I've had for 25 years. It's not going to change. And it just cracks my kids up because they're like, your phone rings all the time. Well, yeah, it's the same phone number for 25 years.
Sure.
Everybody knows who I am and where, and I get random calls for random things.
Now that you say that, I haven't had mine 25 years, but it's been 20 at least.
Yeah.
I'd say it's been about 20.
Yeah. So
now
when
that I think
somebody's
about it,
like,
yeah.
what's your phone number? I'm like, you've had it for 20 years, buddy.
I've owned, in the whole life I've owned cell phones, it's been that number.
Yeah.
And I think I got a cell phone. I was married because my wife made me get one, so I know I was married. So maybe year 2 into the marriage. So
Yeah.
it's been about 22 years.
Yeah, that's how mine was. I was working for my father at the time, and
Yeah.
my dad goes, "You're working for me. I need to get a hold of you. Here's a phone."
Yeah.
And it's funny because that progression throughout my life, because my father has been in the same type of business all of my growing up, and it started off with a pager.
Yeah.
And of course, back then, when I got a pager, there was a certain
Oh, yeah.
stigma.
You're a drug dealer.
Yes. And so everybody was like,
Especially if you're a kid with a pager.
oh, yeah. And I was a kid with a pager. And so everybody was like, what kind of nefarious things are you
Right.
doing?
Adult
Okay,
with a pager, they think you're a business person. But a
granted,
kid with
I
a
was
pager,
doing
you're-
nefarious things, but I was not doing those nefarious things
Yeah.
at that time. I was just like, well, my
Not to that
dad has
level.
to get a hold of me. And then having to try to find a phone because you get the phone number and
Right.
you're like,
It's 911. I got to find a payphone.
That's right. You got to have a quarter on you at all times.
Or have friends that'll accept collect calls.
That's right. I just learned the art of the collect call. You would call, and then when they'd say who is calling, hey Sam, I'm stuck over here. I got left behind. I need you to come get me. Say no.
My dad was the epitome of cheapskatery, and so whenever we and this was a tradition. This wasn't even. It's just a tradition at that point. But whenever we went, my grandparents lived up in upstate New York. And
Okay.
We lived in Maryland, so occasionally, Christmas, whatever, we do the trips up to New York for holidays or whatever. But anytime you get back from your thing, you'd want to let them know that you're okay, but you didn't want to do the long distance call. So they would do what's called the Fanar call. And they would just call collect and say, this is a call from Mr. Fanar. Do you accept the charges? And they say, oh, it's Fanar. No, I do not. And hang up. But that tells you that
we're there
they made
safe
it
and
home
sound.
safe. Oh, I got the Fanar call. Well, they're good.
That is hilarious.
It's kind of like one of the.
Wait till after 11 o'clock at night.
Yeah. Oh, now it's 10 cents a minute. Oh, it dropped
right.
down to 5 cents a minute. I can call now.
Yes.
But yeah. But yeah, there was a commercial a couple years ago that they made fun of that, and they go to, can you accept a call from Attababy It's a Boy? It was kind of making fun of that. So.
Oh, yeah.
Excellent. But thank you guys. Appreciate it.
Absolutely. Thanks for having us.
And we'll see you next time.
Absolutely.
Will do. You do the same. It is 7:54. Let us pause for, you know what? Let's do, I've got some updating issues on a computer and stuff, so let's do this. I don't know if sports is or not. We're going to do it anyway. Let's do this. We're going to play our DSI ad, and we're going to play sports, and then, actually, you know what? I'm going to play the commercial, and then I'll play the DSI sports to give Jocelyn time to get ready on that end. I just remembered she needs to do that. So, quick break. We'll be back. Don't go away.
When you're active, injuries happen. Don't let them keep you on the sidelines. Make your comeback stronger with Soft Wave Therapy. Cutting-edge treatment to get you back in the action. Soft Wave Therapy is non-invasive and offers quick treatment with little to no side effects. This is the same technology used by the nation's top universities and professional athletes. Get back into the game. Give Premier Chiropractic a call today at 623-2900 or visit healthyroswell.com.
Running a business is tough. Operational demands change fast, and keeping up can feel impossible. That's where DSI comes in. We've been helping local businesses thrive for over 25 years. You might know us for printer products, but we're your one-stop shop for cutting-edge office technology, from managed IT to video security, audio-visual technology, and more. DSI has everything you need. Running a business is tough. Operational demands change fast, and keeping up can feel impossible. That's where DSI comes in. We've been helping local businesses thrive for over 25 years. You might know us for printer products, but we're your one-stop shop for cutting-edge office technology, from managed IT to video security, audio-visual technology, and more. DSI has everything you need. We're flexible, local, and have the resources of a national corporation. Be more productive. Make more money. DSI, the heartbeat of business. Visit DSINM.com.
30 this afternoon. Sandia Prep is 14-4-2 on the season. NMMI on Saturday defeated Rehoboth 5-1. Nicholas Barcenas-Barbieri had 2 goals. He's a senior for the Colts. Luis Rodriguez-Valencia, Jose Arenal Mijares, Pedro Dayrell Sousa, all of them scored for the Colts. Good luck this afternoon. Meanwhile, it was the end of the season on Saturday for the Goddard Lady Rockets, playing at Los Alamos, losing to the Hilltoppers 4-0. Goddard finishes the season 14-7-1. The Sports Report brought to you by DSI. Call DSI for all your office technology needs. I'm Eric Butler at Roswell's Talk FM 106.5.
Artesia General Hospital has welcomed cardiologist Luther Weathers to the team. Dr. Weathers is board certified with a subspecialty in cardiovascular diseases. He treats patients with genetic heart defects, heart rhythm disorders, heart failure, coronary artery disease, chronic high blood pressure, and other cardiovascular diseases. Call 575-736-8270 to schedule your visit with Dr. Weathers in Artesia, or visit artesiageneral.com/cardio appointment. Se habla español.
Innovation, service, integrity, and knowledge. J.S. Ward and Son Insurance Agency. Auto and home, life and health, personal and commercial. Bonds too, since 1925. We have the coverage for you. Innovation, service, integrity, and knowledge. J.S. Ward and Son Insurance Agency.
Attention, Roswell and surrounding areas. Roswell Ford knows recovering from an unexpected natural disaster is stressful, and our hearts go out to everyone who experienced loss due to the flooding. The damage left behind is devastating, but we're already seeing what it means to be Roswell strong, and we acknowledge and appreciate the heroic efforts of local authorities, first responders, and National Guard rescue teams. We've already received and continue to receive special shipments of new Fords and quality pre-owned vehicles available for immediate delivery during our massive Super tent sale. It's at our temporary location on West 2nd Street between Toyota and Allsup's. These new and pre-owned vehicles without flood damage are being offered to the public at unprecedented savings. We've instructed our staff to take any car in any condition. In fact, even if it doesn't run, we'll come get it and give you a generous allowance toward a new Ford or high-quality pre-owned vehicle. And we'll work with your insurance company to help you get what you deserve at Roswell Ford's temporary location on West 2nd Street between Toyota and Allsup's. Thank you.
Check out some of the Crazy 8 bargains you'll find this week at your local Farmers Country Market. Here's just some of what 88 cents will get you. Select boxes of Food Club stuffing mix, cans of Food Club evaporated milk, and select boxes of Food Club Skillet Classics. In produce, large green bell peppers and Farm Fresh Super Select cucumbers are 2 for 88 cents. In the meat department, country style pork ribs are $2.48 a pound, and family packs of fryer drumsticks are 98 cents a pound. These are just some of the Crazy 8 bargains you'll find this week at your local Farmers Country Market.
Your home for Armed American Radio is 106.5 FM, KEND Roswell.
Breaking news this hour from townhall.com. I'm Rich Thomason. He's calling it a great honor. Former President Trump elected to a second term in the Oval Office, engineering a spectacular political rebound, overcoming every obstacle thrown in his path, including that attempt on his life.
I want to thank the millions of hardworking Americans across the nation who have always been the heart and soul of this really great movement.
Mr. Trump declared victory after clinching the key swing state of Pennsylvania, and he also took Wisconsin, Georgia, North Carolina.
8 years after winning the presidency and 4 years after losing it, Trump staged a political comeback.
Frankly, this was, I believe, the greatest political movement of all time. There's never been anything like this in this country and maybe beyond.
The former president promised great days ahead.
This will truly be the golden age of America. That's what we have to have.
Speaking in West Palm Beach, Florida, Trump said he would fight for every citizen with every breath in his body. Greg Clugston, Washington.
And Republicans retaking control of the Senate. The GOP gained seats in Ohio and West Virginia. Ted Cruz winning re-election in Texas. Control of the House remains up in the air. Abortion was on the ballot in 10 states.
Pro-abortion forces lost Tuesday on a Florida ballot measure, but prevailed in 2 other states. By rejecting adding abortion rights to their state constitution, Florida voters kept a ban on abortion after the first 6 weeks of pregnancy. It's the first time pro-abortion forces have lost in a statewide ballot question since the U.S. Supreme Court overturned Roe v. Wade. It was a victory for Republican Governor Ron DeSantis. Pro-abortion measures were adopted in Maryland and New York. Bob Agnew reporting.
A powerful post-election rally is underway this morning on Wall Street. The Dow's up 1,180 points. The Nasdaq ahead 340, and the S&P trading 97 points higher. More on these stories at townhall.com.
Here's an important message from the Diabetes Solution Center. Do you like pricking your fingers to test your blood sugar levels? No one does, but it's important to maintain your health. And now, by wearing a small remote device called a continuous glucose monitor, or CGM, you don't need to prick your fingers anymore. It's easy to use and helps you make more accurate diabetes treatment decisions. If you are testing your blood sugar 3 or more times daily, injecting insulin, or using an insulin pump, call the Diabetes Solution Center right now. And if you have Medicare or most major insurance coverage, you may be able to get a new CGM at little to no out-of-pocket cost. Shipping is free, and we'll even bill your insurance company for you. If you are testing your blood sugar 3 or more times daily, injecting insulin, or using an insulin pump, call the Diabetes Solution Center right now to learn how to end the painful finger sticks and get your own continuous glucose monitor, or CGM, at little to no out-of-pocket cost.
Spanish authorities confirm 89 people missing a week after catastrophic flooding in the eastern Valencia region.
Thousands of soldiers and police have been deployed to the region. Heavy machinery is being used to clear roads and rubble. As well as homes, dozens of shopping centres and industrial estates have been badly hit. The head of the Valencia Chamber of Commerce, Jose Vicente Morata, says the damage to businesses in the worst affected areas is likely to rise to over 10 billion euros.
The BBC's Bethany Bell, the death toll more than 200. Israeli Prime Minister Netanyahu has dismissed his defense minister, Yoav Gallant. Surprise announcement comes as countries embroiled in wars on multiple fronts across the region. The move has sparked demonstrations across Israel. The Prime Minister and Gallant have been repeatedly at odds over the progress of the war in Gaza. Breaking news and analysis, townhall.com. Recapping the hour's lead story, Donald Trump is the winner in his quest for a second term in the White House. Also, Republicans will retake control of the U.S. Senate. Elsewhere, Republican Mike Keogh defeating Democrat Crystal Quaid to win the Missouri governor's race.
Keogh is Missouri's lieutenant governor. Quaid is the state House minority leader. Keogh will succeed GOP Governor Mike Parson, who was barred by term limits from seeking re-election. Keogh was favored to win the heavily Republican state, but Quaid and other Democrats had hoped to get an edge this year with an abortion rights amendment on the ballot. Keogh opposes the amendment. Parson handpicked Keogh to be second in command in 2018 when Parson left his seat as lieutenant governor to become governor. The Associated Press declared Keogh the winner at 9:45 p.m. Eastern.
And that's correspondent Bernie Bennett. It would appear that Democrat Attorney General Bob Ferguson has won the governor's race in the state of Washington. He will succeed fellow Democrat Jay Inslee. Inslee decided against seeking another term. More on these stories at townhall.com.
What in the wide, wide world of sports is going on here?
I promise you, whatever scum did this, not one man in this force will rest for 1 minute until he's behind bars. Now let's grab a bite to eat. Yeah, come on.
I feel the hot wind on my shoulder and the touch of a world that is older. I hit the switch and check the number. I leave it on and then I slumber. I hear the rhythm ringing through it. Flamenco guitar and cumbia music. I hear the talking of the DJ. The travel and what does he say? I'm on a Mexican radio. I'm on a Mexican radio.
Broadcasting live from high atop the J.P. White Building in downtown Roswell, New Mexico. It's Mornings with Mike Winters on 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM.
Is that what I sound like when I talk?
Now, here's your host, Mike Winters.
And good morning. It is 6 minutes after 8 o'clock. Welcome to hour number 2.
The Deuce.
Of Mornings with Mike Winters, right here on 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM.
Did I miss a microphone party? I didn't even know. They were just like thrown all over the place. I didn't know we were having mic parties.
To be honest, I sometimes don't pay attention to what happens over on that side. Once I hit like this line, I stop seeing what goes on over there.
This was over here, and I'm just like, no, that's something right. I'm not used to have my arm over here. It's got to come from this side, you know? I just don't feel right.
Yeah. But happy Wednesday.
What's this? Doppler.
Every time you do that, I
Big
think
Bang
of
Theory.
Yeah, I think of that stupid costume.
Sheldon's Halloween costume, yeah.
What are you, a
or was
train?
it Sheldon, or was it...
Sheldon,
yeah.
He was what are you, a train? Anyway. Happy Wednesday. Hope all of you are having a wonderful day. Hey, I do want to remind folks, in about an hour, at 9 a.m., the Historical Society for Southeast Mexico, they call it See You at the Pole. And every Wednesday, come out to the flagpole in front of the Historical Society there at 200 North Lee. And they meet every Wednesday and they pray for a few minutes and hang out there and pray. You know, obviously, probably a lot to pray for right now is big things in the country, praying for strength and wisdom, praying for flood victims and things still. So whatever you feel the need to pray for, come on out and enjoy them. They do that every Wednesday at 9 a.m. So they'll do it here about 50 minutes from now.
Yeah.
So, yeah. So.
Gather around the pole, ye worshipers. I do remember seeing at the pole growing up. We did that every year at school because I was in FCA, which was the Fellowship of Christian Athletes.
Okay.
You know, they'll just let anybody in there. You don't have to be an athlete. You don't even have to be a Christian. I was a Christian. I am a Christian. I wasn't an athlete. I was in band. That was my qualification, which is athletic.
I would argue band is, because anybody, especially because you played tuba, right?
Yeah. Well, I played tuba for the last semester. I played marching baritone, which ain't light, for the record. The marching baritone, it looks like a giant trumpet.
Yeah.
It's got a forward bell, and it's huge. But you have to, of course, keep your horns up.
Right.
And that plus roll stepping, so, you're keeping your toes up. It's not unathletic, but I wasn't like, a corner on the football team or nothing.
That's why, like, if I would never be in band because I have absolute zero musical ability. I can't put two notes together to save my life. But that being said, if someone said you will be in band, I'm gonna be like, can I play the piccolo? I mean, what's the smallest instrument? The harmonica? Is that in the band? Is there a marching band with harmonicas? I'll take that.
I would say, if given my druthers, the best instrument to play in a marching band, and again, this is just me, is trumpet. Because it's a lighter weight. Because usually you're using, cornet.
It's one hand. Yeah.
It's plus with the way a trumpet is designed, they've got a finger, finger rings here, so that hoisting it up and getting, that actual like high
sure.
bell is a lot easier because you can use your pinky as a pivot point.
Gotcha.
But yeah, I would say that's probably because with piccolo especially, you gotta maintain
sure.
a certain level of arm height and
sure.
I would argue maybe clarinet would be the easiest because you just have to be out here.
Sure.
You have to be here, but you're not exhausting your arms up here.
And
anywhere.
because it's not a brass instrument, you don't have to do that the whole time. You just gotta blow.
Although, if you've ever hung out with a woodwind instrument player, it's very odd because just every now and again they'll just start like sucking their reed because they got to keep it wet.
Yeah.
So they'll just start going to town on their clarinet. It's like, all right. I mean, we were having a conversation, but you go ahead.
Yeah, but so I would argue you got in because the band does qualify as athletic.
Yeah. So, but there's that was the point. Fellowship of Christian Athletes was a group I was in. They had to see you at the pole every single year.
Well, see, when you said FCA, and then I think FFA, which is Future Farmers of America, like Future Christians of America, but I'm like, I don't think it works that way.
No, not quite. It was the only time I've ever been inside of the Coyote weight room for the football because that's where we would meet. And I gotta say, it's an impressive weight room. They got all the good stuff. A lot of mats, a lot of comfy places to sit.
Y'all were in there like, what's that smell?
We were the only time in the week that they had donuts inside the gym.
Oh, I got a feeling the coach's office attached to the weight room always had a thing of donuts like ready, just a hunch.
Oh, sure.
If I've ever been to a sports locker room, Coach got donuts somewhere.
Coach, I got to maintain physique. Coach is just fine.
Right, you got to fit into them bike shorts. I'm not talking bicycle shorts. One of those shorts that were called bike. Remember those? The gym teacher shorts, the official gym teacher short of the
that came to right about here.
Yeah,
and they had for some reason a slit. What was that about? Why was that necessary?
Movement.
Bike company. Always in off colors like eggshell.
And to be honest, I've never ever seen someone ride a bike wearing bike shorts. Not bicycle, not spandex, but that's so confusing.
It's very confusing. Lycra is the bike shorts of which we do not speak.
Yes.
Unfortunately, when I was in 5th grade, I don't even know why. I still to this day do not know why I did this, but I wore a pair of Lycra bike shorts to school. I don't know what I was thinking. But I did.
There was a part of your id that thought you were looking fly. There was something there that you thought it was cool.
I don't know why my mom let me leave the house.
Was there any kind of debate or argument or what you wearing to school today, son?
It might have just been the only clean thing I had that day or something.
I feel like knowing you, that seems more the way.
Yeah.
But part of me thinks you were watching some wrestling or something that got you thinking it looked cool for a hot minute. And you're like,
I don't know.
And you thought, I'm going to walk into school and they're going to think I'm the Undertaker or
remember,
whatever it is.
To this day, I remember a spot that I was standing in the middle of the playground at Enchanted Hills Elementary School in Rio Rancho.
Yeah.
Where I'm like, I messed up. I was just standing there looking around. I said,
Spandex was a bad choice.
Spandex was a bad choice. But you know what? Bad day made a good story, so here we are.
Yeah.
It was at that moment I said, "You're getting in morning radio, sir."
Oh yeah, some of those moments you're a kid and you're like, remember the time you pooped your pants in second grade? You're gonna tell that story to a lot of people someday.
That's right.
Yeah. Oh man. Hey, a couple things do want to put on your radar too, real quick while we're talking. Just things. But for Veterans course with Veterans Day, don't forget tomorrow, because today's Wednesday. So tomorrow, Goddard High is doing their Veterans Assembly out at Goddard High, beginning I think about 1 p.m. With reception, and then the actual assembly right after. Roswell Highs will be on Friday. Of course, we'll have the citywide, which we're going to play the interview with Post 61 here in just a few, telling you about Saturday's Veterans Day thing. One other thing, or two other things actually, because we also have the Veterans Dinner at 5 p.m., which Bob Power is going to talk about next hour a little bit. But then also we have the Daughters of the American Revolution dedication on Monday as well on Veterans Day at 1 p.m. on the courthouse lawn. As the DAR is going to dedicate a placard there at 1 o'clock. So invite folks out to that. Matter of fact, I think Dara's coming on, I want to say tomorrow. I got to look, but to remind folks about that. So anyway, just put those bees in your bonnets too while you got planning for your activities for the weekend and all that too. Don't forget, we have one playoff football game for you to put in for you for this weekend. The Goddard Rockets, as a 10 seed, are traveling to take on Lovington, which I believe are a 7 seed. That game will be Saturday. We will have that game for you at 1 o'clock. We'll have the game for you right here on 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM, with pregame starting 12:40-ish, somewhere around there. And then we did get video streaming permissions, so we will have live streaming video in the Goddard Rocket channel at ksvptv.com on Saturday as well, too. So, but I would love to see a sea of blue go down to mix with, their blue to make the Goddard blue. Was that Columbia blue?
Yeah.
Versus the whatever the Brian Urlacher blue or whatever that is.
It's gonna be a lot of blue contrasting blues.
Yes.
Although I think that Goddard's
is a darker
travel uniform is gray.
Could be gray.
I think it's gray.
But their blue is that darker color, whereas Lovington's got a more brighter blue. So I don't know.
Either way, it's gonna be a good game.
Yeah.
If you can't make it up to Lovington or down to Lovington, as it were, then you can catch the game right here on 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM.
Yeah, but that is a programming change. Normally we carry Goddard football on Fierro, but it's a Saturday when remotes and things, so we're going to put it to our talk station. So,
and just a reminder, we'll be out broadcasting live 10 to 1 at Roswell Hyundai this weekend.
Nice. Very good.
Come on out. And for all those folks who were affected by the recent storms, they're doing everything that they can, working with insurance and getting you out the door with a reliable vehicle, regardless of your situation. So
absolutely. So football, deals, and coaches to make your life easy.
Keeping our eyes forward and just moving on.
Yes. So let me give you the rundown. Like I said, I'll do the weather here in just a bit, which I'm just going to read to you because computers are doing computer things. But anyway, I'll just leave it at that. And then, like I said, and shortly thereafter, we're going to play our interview we had with folks from American Legion Post 61 talking about the Veterans Day ceremony on Saturday, the parade as well. So that's coming up, and whatever else we can come up with for this hour of the show.
Yes, indeed.
All right, taking a look at your weather. Currently 46 degrees here in Roswell. Humidity is at 66%. Winds are calm. We are looking at sunny skies today. Go ahead, cut out, Sean. You don't have to sneak out. Just go. He's trying to be all stealthy.
Well, now I can't because you brought it up.
I'm staring at you.
Everybody brings attention to the spy. No, he's not that much of a spy, is he?
I know, but he moves very slowly, and it's like, why is he moving like a sloth over there?
It's like behind my natural break.
I know. And scene. All right. But for today, mostly sunny skies. Expect a high of 66 degrees. Winds will be out of the northeast, 5 to 10 miles per hour. But tonight, the weather does shift on us a bit. We are looking at a 50% chance at showers and rain after 8 p.m. tonight. We'll look at some increasing clouds. Expect an overnight low of 39 degrees. Winds will be out of the north at around 15 miles per hour. They say expect less than a tenth of an inch of rain tonight is what they're expecting. So Thursday, we are looking at rain, an 80% chance of rain with a high of only 47 tomorrow. Winds will be out of the north at 15 miles per hour. So it'll be cold, breezy, and rainy tomorrow. They say between a tenth and a quarter of an inch of rain total expected tomorrow. Tomorrow night, we're looking at a 60% chance. They say mainly before 11. Skies will be cloudy, an overnight low of 41 degrees with north winds 15 to 20 miles per hour. And Friday morning, we're looking at a 30% chance of rain, but that should taper off about 11 a.m. Mostly cloudy for the day with a high of 52 degrees and northwest winds 10 to 15 miles per hour. For Saturday, we're looking at sunny skies. Expect highs right around 60. For Sunday, looking at sunny skies and a high of 65. And for Veterans Day Monday, sunny skies, 68, the high there. All right, it is 19 minutes after 8 o'clock. We're going to go ahead and take about a 3-minute break, and then we're going to play our interview with the American Legion Post 61 talking about Veterans Day ceremony on Saturday. That's up next. Don't go away.
In times of need, it's important to know someone's got your back. Tape Ranch Auto Group is here to support our community in Chavez County as we recover from the recent flooding. To help ease the burden, we are offering $1,000 in relief recovery cash for those impacted by the storm. Use this $1,000 towards the purchase of a new or pre-owned vehicle as a boost to your trade-in value to help cover your insurance deductible or even receive a check directly after purchasing a vehicle. And if you can't get your vehicle to us, don't worry, we're here to help. We can arrange to have it picked up and brought directly to our dealership. We know recovery takes time, and we're committed to standing by your side every step of the way. Let Tape Ranch Auto Group help you get back on the road and back on your feet, because together we're stronger. When you're active, injuries happen. Don't let them keep you on the sidelines. Make your comeback stronger with Soft Wave Therapy. Cutting-edge treatment to get you back in the action. Soft Wave Therapy is non-invasive and offers quick treatment with little to no side effects. This is the same technology used by the nation's top universities and professional athletes. Get back into the game. Give Premier Chiropractic a call today at 623-2900 or visit healthyroswell.com.
A bedroom is a quiet escape where I go for peace and comfort. This is Melanie at Glenn's Furniture. I know how important the most private room in your home is for your life and the lives of your family. That's why we offer a selection of bedroom groups that make living easier and more comfortable. Modern designs, bold curves, and stylish fabrics elevate your bedroom space. You'll find your new set easy to sleep on and even easier to own. Come see us at Glenn's on the corner of Union and Alameda, where delivery is free since 1953.
Wakefield Oil Company is a name you can rely on with full service at the pump the way it used to be. You can expect service in just 15 seconds. They offer bulk fuel and oil services and even diesel exhaust fluid. Wakefield Oil Company will deliver to farms, ranches, dairies, the oil fields, and more with dependable service you can count on. So the next time you need service or delivery, go with the name that locals have trusted since 1983. Wakefield Oil Company, 311 South Virginia in Roswell. Let them earn your business.
Artesia General Hospital has welcomed cardiologist Luther Weathers to the team. Dr. Weathers is board certified with a subspecialty in cardiovascular diseases. He treats patients with genetic heart defects, heart rhythm disorders, heart failure, coronary artery disease, chronic high blood pressure, and other cardiovascular diseases. Call 575-736-8270 to schedule your visit with Dr. Weathers in Artesia or visit artesiageneral.com/cardio appointment. Se habla español.
Pressure Services, LLC in Artesia, New Mexico has immediate openings for experienced vacuum truck, kill truck, and hydrovac operators. Operators must hold a Class A CDL, at least 2 years of experience, and all positions require a clean driving record and must be able to pass a DOT drug and alcohol screening. Pressure Services offers great pay with IRA benefits and employer contribution towards health benefits. Please apply in person at 2702 North Freeman in Artesia, New Mexico. Equal opportunity employer.
Here's a Mornings with Mike Winters fun fact. Bamboo plants can grow up to 36 inches in a day. So if you're told you're growing like a weed, you can say, no, I'm growing like a bamboo. Here's Mike Winters.
Joining us. And good morning. It is 18 minutes after 9 o'clock. And joining us in studio this morning from our American Legion Post 61 family, of course, Commander Lee and Auxiliary President Jen back with us. Good morning, guys.
Good morning.
Buenos
dias, senor.
How's everything going? I know American Legion's been busy, with, of course, we updated last week with the latest on hurricane and kind of that stuff we've been working on. Now we're, mostly focusing attention on Veterans Day here, which, of course, Monday of next week is officially Veterans Day.
Right.
Our citywide celebration will be this Saturday.
Yes.
And like tradition, it will be started there on the courthouse lawn, Chaves County Courthouse lawn, beginning about 9 a.m. with
that's
ceremony.
when the ceremony starts.
Ceremony and everything.
We want to muster about 8:30. If
Yeah,
we're going to be in the parade, start lining up about 8:30.
Yeah, that's for participants and all that. We want you out there a little early. You can. We're going to have cars parked in behind the courthouse on Virginia there in the parking lot there, and then also in Pioneer Plaza on the other side of Main Street. And they'll just kind of funnel. There's no official sign-ups. There's no official order. There's just come and we'll go down the street.
If you'd like to do something other than worry about the flooding,
yes,
come join and celebrate veterans in our community.
Absolutely. But if you want to come and just come be on the side and watch the ceremony and watch the parade.
Cheer us on.
Yes, cheer us on. Come out, visit the tables and visit and be a part. The ceremony itself will start at 9 a.m. There on the courthouse lawn. Right there at the Veterans Memorial.
Mm-hmm.
We'll go about 45 minutes or so. And then shortly right thereafter, roughly around 10, give or take, we will start the parade. And we're going to, like we said, line up there in front of the courthouse. And they're going to head north and then get off at College by the Wool Bowl there and then end up at the Wool Bowl. That's where all the floats and everybody will end up. We'll have a little gathering there. We'll have some booths, some vendors, and some visits, some people handing out things for veterans and offering things for veterans. And then we'll just kind of hang out there till everyone just kind of disperses and goes on about their day.
Pretty much, yep.
And that's kind of the event. As far as this year, each year we honor different segments and things, years past, Vietnam War, this year it's more of our veterans, our Afghanistan and our more modern conflict veterans and things. Our youngest veterans we're honoring, our first generation veterans. That's who we're really honoring at this one. So we'd love to see our young folks, everybody obviously, but you veterans that don't look like me and Lee yet.
That haven't gone gray yet, huh?
We'd love to have you come on out too and do that as well.
I just want to state that no matter what happens today, Saturday is a non-political day. Put your red and the blue hats away and just celebrate red, white, and blue.
We're pro-veterans and pro-United States of America.
Veterans and United States. I don't care who you voted for. On Saturday, we're all going to get together as a family, and we're going to celebrate what veterans have done for this country.
And what they will continue to do for this
country. Has nothing to do with today. So
absolutely. This is about, to be honest, it is about today because guess what? Because of those people that we're celebrating on Saturday and officially on Monday, you get to do what you're doing today.
Right. Whatever the result is, it doesn't matter. Saturday is a non-political day.
Yep. This is all, we're just honoring veterans. We're going to have, hopefully, a few of our, we're honoring our youngest veterans, but we hope to have a few of our oldest veterans there.
Veterans Day is for all veterans. It's just the theme this year is Afghanistan, but it doesn't matter when you served or when you donned the uniform. This is about you.
Absolutely. So. But hopefully some of our guests, parade marshals and things, we're going to have some of our hopefully health permitting.
Don has informed me that he's going to be driving Southeast Veterans transport van, and he's got the parade marshals taken care of.
Yep. So we're.
And my understanding is there's 2 this year, which is great.
Yep. And hopefully both are up for the weather and everything, and are able to participate with it.
Yeah, I think one of them's in their 90s, and the other one's, I think she's over 100.
Yeah, that's why we're saying,
I don't know if Billy Joe is going to be there this year. I think there's a Navy veteran, and I think the other one is Army, but I'm not sure on Billy Joe Allen. I don't know that Dawn actually got a hold of her daughter.
If she's there, awesome.
Yeah.
If not, we're thinking of her.
For sure.
But you can thank Larry Longo from Post 28. He organized the entire Wool Bowl situation. I don't have an update on that. Other than I know that there were 2 confirmed vendors going to be out there.
There's going to be coffee, so it'll be nice and warm.
It'll be fine. There's coffee.
Yeah. But
there'll be coffee.
I've gotten calls from several organizations in town, and I've given permission for a couple of them to set up a table at the Chavez County Courthouse lawn. So there may be some folks out there probably to support the flooding victims here in Chavez County, and I'm hoping after Thursday's meeting that I get approval to put some stuff out there as well in support of Chavez County. But we got to have our meeting, which is this Thursday at Chamber of Commerce at 6:00.
Which, if you're more than welcome to attend.
It's an open meeting.
It's an open meeting.
If you're interested in becoming a Legionnaire, or if you're just interested in veterans stuff, come on out to the meeting. We'd love to have you.
And a quick note on Memory Lawn, just to get it out of the way. Yes, we're aware that there are some sunken graves out there.
Things are
we're working on them. When the soil is wet, we can't put heavy equipment out there, so sometimes burials get delayed and repairs get delayed, because until the ground is hard enough to support heavy equipment.
Makes sense.
We are out there with shovels and stuff like that trying to fix things.
But the heavy lifting, we can't.
Heavy lifting can't be done without specialized
Otherwise, we're
equipment.
going to have a few more sunken graves.
And we do know that the flags are in bad shape from all the weather. Now, we have a warranty on that American Legion flag, so I'm pretty sure that we're going to be able to swap that one out relatively quickly.
Okay.
The U.S. flag. You
The
mean?
U.S. flag.
Yeah.
The American
the POW
flag.
one, that's always been a...
Yeah, I have a new one of those too.
Yeah.
I have one at the house, but it's too small.
That's
We're
the
gonna
problem,
have
is
to
it
order-
looks so tiny compared to that big Garrison flag, so we want something that is more appropriate for that pole.
Yeah.
That's really what it is.
Yeah, and it wasn't much, but we did have a $10 donation towards Memory Lawn, so I wanted
Well,
to...
big thank you to that. Every little bit helps, and we can earmark if you donate to American Legion Post 61. If you don't tell us, then it goes to our general fund, and we'll do whatever we see fit.
I do
with
want
it.
to shout out to Crumlin Foundation. They sent us a fat check sponsoring the Veterans Day celebration this year.
Very nice of
There
them.
was a little snafu on that because the letter I got said we had to be a C3 in order to accept the money.
Semantics.
So I ended up calling Andrea.
And we're like a
because
C5 or something?
We're a 19.
19, whatever it is. I don't know.
And I says, hey, I got a 19 and a 13. I don't have any threes. And is that okay? And
Go
it took
fish.
them a little over a month to get back to me. And they finally said, yes, it's okay. And then last night I deposited the check and I sent the donation letter information to the lady that administers that account in Virginia. And she was very appreciative of the documents and stuff. But
that's good.
I want to really shout out and thank Crumlin for their kindly donation. It's
They've
going
got
to
their
help
own
a lot.
problems and things right now with,
Yes,
with
they do.
flooding and all that.
yeah.
So it was very nice of them to despite their own issues, support and help out the community. So
And I did go to the Chavez County flood disaster meeting last Friday. And I want to say there was quite a bit of information that was shared in that. I know that FEMA has been authorized now by the president to...
matter of fact, they're going to be on the radio next week with me. So,
Oh,
so
good.
I received a link on how to apply for funds, but like the first line was file with your insurance company first. So it's like, well, okay, maybe I won't get any money. But
Yeah. But if you want to get access to those resources, the number 100, ChavezCounty.com is a good resource.
Yeah.
And so is the 211 number.
Yeah, 100% Chavez County is kind of a definitely in the many hands. They're kind of 211 is the official like resource for everything related to Chavez County and disaster relief. And if you do not know the answer, the 211's the catch-all. They'll call that, and they will. If they can't answer it directly, they will put you in touch with the people that can answer whatever question you have there. So
we don't officially have a speaker for Saturday, so it looks like I'm going to have to do it. I know that we reached out to a couple of people through Larry Longo, but nobody's gotten back to him. So if those persons finally respond before Friday, then you won't have to listen to me blather on for about 10 minutes. But we'll see.
Yeah, you're going to hear a little bit of me, and that's probably more than you want to. But
I haven't given a Veterans Day speech in probably 4 years.
Well, I guess you're due then, huh?
Apparently.
I guess the problem has been, and I've been in deep conference with the VFW about this. Our VFW and the American Legion has a lot of problems with getting Afghanistan veterans to talk. Apparently, and
this is a national. This isn't just a Roswell problem. This is a national.
Yeah. In fact, we reached out to several states and stuff, and perhaps it's just too fresh in the consciousness.
Well, and we have to overcome a stigma to those folks, because quite frankly, if you ask the average person what an American Legion hall or a VFW hall looks like, it looks like a bunch of dudes like us hanging out at a bar stool, swapping stories, and I'm not saying that's not part of it, because that is definitely a part of that, but everyone thinks that's all it is, and quite frankly, I'm thinking probably a 29-year-old or 30-some-year-old is probably, that doesn't sound like an idea for a good time. So we as a Legion and as a VFW have to sell them that it's not for old people.
I hate to break this to people, but this is not your father's American Legion.
Yeah, exactly.
Over the course of the last, I want to say 15 years, the American Legion has gone through a lot of change. In fact, nationally, there's a huge push to not have a bar at the American Legion posts.
And Post 61
and
is
Post
taking
61,
up that mantle.
We took up that mantra.
Yeah,
We're
we don't
not
have a
going
bar.
to have one.
Technically, we have a building. You just can't do anything in it right now. But
Not yet.
Well,
We're working on it.
Well, that
will change.
That building's going to get torn down. We're going to build a brand new building really soon. Now, I do know, quick update on the building, that Don has secured some financing. I don't know when the closing date is on that, but
he got a new ski mask. So
the first,
just kidding.
the first thing on the agenda is they're
Took me a second, but I got
going
there.
to fix the little building. That's our offices,
Right.
and stuff. But I think they're going to pour concrete all on the same day.
Okay.
So you're going to see the little building get fixed at the same time we're going to pour the slab.
Okay.
Basically for the new building.
So construction and destruction all at the
Well,
same
before
time.
that happens, we're going to
much,
tear
yeah.
down that whole building, and Job Corps will help out with everything except for the roof, because their safety, they can't get up on the roof. So we'll have to
Well, you
tear
knock the
all
walls
that
down, the roof will come with it. Just saying.
Yes, it will.
I'm not a genius, but I'm pretty sure that's how that works.
Yeah. I did get a notice in the mail this morning that Jack Swickert's going to be honored this week. So,
Oh, excellent.
Quick shout out to him. He did our speech, I want to say
3 years ago?
3 years ago.
Sounds
I
about
think
right.
that's
Yeah.
right.
The Vietnam
one. He
it was
did
2 or 3 years ago. Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, he did a great job. He was a helicopter pilot, and maintenance, and all that stuff. In fact, that movie,
We Were Soldiers.
We Were Soldiers,
That's
was
kind of
based
loosely
on his life.
The Greg Kinnear character, if you remember that.
Correct.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know that Jack denies that he pulled a gun on anybody, but the point is that was basically the character based on him.
Yeah, exactly. Which is pretty cool.
Anyway, shout out to Jack, because he's a great guy. I haven't checked in with him in a while. I should probably give him a text here pretty soon.
And of course, his afterlife, he got involved with media and stuff. So I've kind of known him in other circles too. So.
Yeah, he was in radio.
Yeah. He's he did news and radio and everything else too. So yeah. So definitely, but please, we would love to invite the public to come join us on Saturday here. Like I said, if you want to be in the parade, about 8:30, start parking over in either behind the courthouse on Virginia or in Pioneer Plaza there. We will actually pull out onto, I guess, off of 3rd Street there onto Main and then head up Main. That's kind of or 4th Street.
4th Street.
4th Street.
Yeah,
I'm
between
sorry, not
4th
3rd
and
Street. 4th Street.
Yeah, we're
4th
not
Street.
authorized to close 3rd Street.
Yeah, 4th Street. I was a block off. Sorry.
So everything should go off without a hitch. The Chavez County Sheriff's Department.
See there, you went and jinxed it.
Gonna do the rolling stops again
Okay.
for us this year.
Yeah, so it's not going to impact traffic too bad.
No, we're only authorized to block off 4th and 5th, and then we'll just slowly release traffic as we go northbound. The Patriot Guard riders are scheduled to make an appearance. We never did hear from the National Guard, unfortunately.
I think we're actually going to have some horses in this one, too.
Oh, yeah. I've gotten some phone calls, so we might have some livestock parading up the street. And wouldn't that be traditional Roswell there, right there?
Yeah.
I've got a lot of people wanting to put rolling displays out. As I said, rolling displays are fine as long as you got a fire extinguisher on board. So you just have to have one on board and quickly accessible.
Yep, just to keep everybody covered.
Yeah, everything's a little wet, but there's still a chance. So make sure you have your fire extinguisher.
Even though there was some flooding here in town, obviously, most of us were here for that.
Mm-hmm.
The highway is clear, so we should be in good shape as far as the parade is concerned.
Yeah.
That's about it. I mean, the parade itself is, we've been doing this since, 17, I think.
17, yeah, I was saying, as long as I can remember. Yeah.
I know, before that was Rita and stuff like that, but we took over, I think it was in 17. But it's been a labor of love. But I would tell you, this time of year, the phone grows out of my ear because people don't seem to understand, and we've been doing it this way for at least 5 years. I know the first year we tried to do registrations and all that stuff because we were trying to fund a Veterans Assist Fund and stuff like that, but we haven't been doing that.
To be honest, the less moving parts, the better on this one. You try to
We just came to the conclusion, show up if you want to be in the parade, and we'll put you in the parade, and we'll try to, not put you behind the horses or something like that.
Unless that's your thing, then we'll put you behind the horses.
The only real restrictions is we don't allow politics. So, I mean, unless...
Of course, by this Saturday, no one cared at me.
No, I know that. But what I'm saying is...
I'm so tired of looking at political stuff.
If you're a politician, you can't display your political affiliations.
Although if you're campaigning on Saturday, you missed the boat.
Well,
just so you know.
I suppose. But if you're in office, that's one thing. But if you're trying to get elected and we still don't have the votes counted by Saturday,
Yeah, that's true. Although now that you say that, I just got this idea. It's like, maybe I should go as I'm running for president. I don't care that the election was last week. I'm still running.
Well, Joe Walsh has been running for 30 years now. But I do want to shout out and say that even though the event is this Saturday, the American Legion runs on donations, and we had a couple of great sponsors this year. Pioneer Bank, of course, has been pretty steadfast. Like I say, Crumland, usually the mortuaries and stuff, they usually kick something in. But that's our lifeblood. All of that money that we take in, most of it just goes right back out. So we sent... roughly $6,000 in cash, $7,000 in cash and $6,000 worth of goods just to the East Coast for disaster relief. And this is where that money comes from.
Absolutely.
Anything you donate, in fact, right on our front page, it may seem like it's in the past, but it's still with us. So if you want to use that same link on RoswellLegion.org, it's at the very top. Anything that you put in, just put in flood relief or something like that.
Yeah, you want to earmark it specific, or like I said, if you don't, we'll use it wherever we,
Well, we'll probably end up doing flood relief.
Sure. But like I said, we got the holidays coming. We usually get turkeys. And
we buy turkeys in November.
So we may use money for that.
And I know there's a lot of folks that aren't going to be able to do the traditional turkey dinner because they don't even have a house to do it in.
So we might have to.
I know the Red Cross is doing hot meals and they're going to do turkeys and stuff. We may donate some turkeys to Red Cross.
Salvation Army usually does their thing.
Salvation Army.
Yeah. So but like you said, we usually get involved with that. So if you don't tell us, money will go. But it could be memory lawn. It could be, like I said, disaster relief.
The scouts even. I mean,
they lost
their scout hut.
Yeah.
The whole north
thing's
wall
been
just
around
fell
for
off.
100 years, and it's going to cost $50,000 to replace it. So.
Yeah. And to be honest, to be honest, that one hurts more because it's the historic. You can't. I mean, you you can replace it, but you can't replace it.
Right.
If that makes sense. Yeah, you can put another scout hut here, but it does not have the history. It does not have the pageantry. That yes, for many it looks like an old beat up building, but there is so much history as part of that's
if
really gone.
anyone out there supports scouting, I mean, even a $5 donation helps.
Mm-hmm.
You know, every little bit. You know, $1 here, $5 here, $10 here.
It adds up.
It adds up, and we could replace that building. And that's,
veterans and scouts are resourceful people. We'll make
we do.
We'll make a buck stretch.
I figure if most everybody in town donates $1, we're done.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
Yeah, absolutely.
And we have a lot of displaced. We have a lot of displaced people right now. So any money that we get is going to help here locally. So remember, you know, American Legion is here for the community, but if we don't have funds to help the community, we can't help the community. So help us help the community.
Yep. So
please
come out Saturday. If you come out to Veterans Parade, we come and enjoy it. But please visit our poppy table, and if you'd like to make donations and contribute there, we'll have that usually right on the courthouse lawn there. You can't miss us. You'll see the table. You'll see our Legionnaire auxiliary ladies usually wearing their blue vests. Those you see the ladies in the blue vest, just meander over there. You'll find the
Well, it's not just women now, because male spouses.
That's true. I say women,
too.
but yes, there are men over there too. I apologize. You're right.
No, it's tradition.
Vance will pop me in the head after that one. So, ladies.
Well, for 100 years, it was just a women's organization.
And to be honest, it's still a female-centric organization.
It is very predominantly female.
It is mostly women.
Yes.
But that being said, just like, you know what, you might see a person in a pointy hat that's a woman too. They're veterans too. So,
yes, they are. We have several
know,
female veterans in
absolutely.
our post.
So it's we got to remind myself that sometimes not all auxiliary are the wives.
Very true.
Another programming note about Memory Lawn. On November 1st, we changed sextons. So thank you, Laura Gonzalez, for all the assistance you've provided us.
Mm-hmm.
The new sexton is Lizzie Lee. The contact information is entirely the same. So bear that in mind that there's a new sheriff in town there. and
Laura's still kind of, helping out. Like if there's a question or whatever.
Yeah, we can ask her.
She's always been a resource. We do appreciate that.
Yes. Yeah. But I do want to say thank you to the community for coming out and helping at Memory Lawn. I know the sheriff the undersheriff wants to do a monthly thing out there, which we very much appreciate.
We can use all the help
Come on
we can
down,
get.
Charles. We'll take it. Yeah,
we have a couple of kids that come out there with mowers and stuff like that. All the help we can get. The American Legion is stretched pretty thin right now with all of the irons we have in the fire, but we don't turn down help, I'll tell you.
Yep. And
if you're looking to be a member, we are looking for members. We're looking for Legionnaires. We're looking for Sons.
Strength in numbers.
Auxiliary.
Yep.
We're $60 a year for Legion, $50 for Auxiliary, and $25 for Sons. So it's not that expensive, and most of the money that you give us, I mean, there's some fees that we send to national out of your dues, but everything that we keep back here pretty much goes into our
programs and things here locally.
And even what we send to state and national, they use it for their programs.
Statewide here.
Yeah.
So it stays in state.
Right.
So, yeah. Come to our next meeting. We're going to meet here at the Chamber of Commerce this upcoming Thursday, 6 p.m.
Mm-hmm.
Like we said, it's open to public. If you'd like to learn more about what we do as a Legion, please come to that meeting. Right now, because of our meeting space, we pretty much meet as a family every month. So our Legionnaires, Auxiliary, and Sons, we all meet in one big room at the same time at the Chamber here. Once we get back to our own facility and stuff, we'll probably spread that out again.
Which we want to put a shout out to Andrea. Thank you for
Absolutely.
making that space available to us. Now, I do know that she made the space available tonight for the Boy Scouts if they wanted to meet there, but I haven't been able to get in.
I'm about to say, because I'm going to be the one that I need to know that one, because I'm going to be ultimately the one that closes that place.
Yeah, I will try very, very hard to close that loop.
If not,
but right now, I don't have an answer.
Right. If not, I'll be sitting in front of the TV like everybody else, waiting for results, just like over eating your chips and watching.
I think Nyberg is running it because. Shout out to Dave Hine. He slipped and fell and he injured himself. He's going to be in occupational therapy for a little while to come back to the world.
He's been having a little rough of it health-wise over the last couple months here. So
well, he had a heart attack,
him,
but he's recovering from that. But he's had to slip and fall, which set him back a bit. So he has stepped down as the Boy Scout master for the time being, and I think Nyberg took over, but I don't have his number. But we need to get a hold of them and find out what they're doing. Okay. When I drove by there, it looked like Xcel Energy had removed the meter, which probably makes sense because there's a whole wall missing the other day.
Yeah, unfortunately, that poor Scout hut is it's total.
It needs some help, and we need help. I know last Saturday they were supposed to go out there and see what they could clear out. I was unable to make it because I'm in a wheelchair. So, but hopefully they got some stuff cleaned out. I talked to Denise Trowbridge Friday, and she claimed that they were going to contact us. I mean, we're the sponsor for Troop 2, and I don't have any information out of the
to be honest, I think from what on the Boy Scout side, that building is kind of a bit of a mystery. Like there's still like I think like the city technically owns it. And
I think the city does own it.
Yeah, so there's kind of a question on who's responsible for it. So.
We'll have to figure that one out.
Whoever it is, we're going to find out real soon because
so there's a lot of muddy details on that. But
yeah, don't talk about mud right now. I got mud on my tires
Pun
right
not
now.
intended.
Yeah, still shoveling it out of my basement.
But just to recap here, this Saturday, please join us for our Veterans Day celebration. Ceremony will begin at 9 a.m. on the Chavez County Courthouse lawn. Folks that wish to be in the parade, we're asking you start gathering around 8:30, either in the parking lot in Virginia behind the courthouse or in Pioneer Plaza across Main Street from the courthouse there. Mm-hmm. And like I said, the ceremony will start at 9. About 45 minutes thereafter, 10 o'clock-ish, we will actually start the parade as we head north up Main towards the Wool Bowl here.
And we do have a proclamation from the mayor, and the mayor is scheduled to deliver that proclamation.
Excellent.
On Saturday.
Yeah, that's kind of a tradition too. Mayor usually is part of that as well too. So
yeah.
Right. We only had one confusion one year, and the mayor showed up after the parade moved down the street.
I remember we moved it up for something. I remember.
No, it was all standard.
That's what it was.
He was
an hour
off. His staff told him 10 o'clock.
I remember now.
He was supposed to be there at 9.
I remember that. Yeah.
Oops.
But yes, Mayor will be there.
It's not too late to sponsor the parade, so if you want your name up in lights, let me know. RoswellLegion.org or commander@RoswellLegion.org is my email. You can reach us at 575-268-0220, or you can contact Mike here. Mike will relay any messages or what have you.
I will get you in touch.
We are having a meeting Thursday night, 6 p.m., Roswell Chamber of Commerce. There's a couple of people call me that they want to have a couple of minutes at the meeting. Anyway, I think it has to do with disaster relief and stuff.
Get on the radar.
And I hate to mention any politics, but there are 2 ballot initiatives on the ballot this year that have to do with veterans. Please consider your veterans when you're voting.
Mm-hmm.
One of them is to allow for disabled veterans who are less than 100% disabled to get whatever their rating is as a percentage off of their taxes. And the other one is for additional tax relief for your veterans.
Yep.
So please remember your veterans when you vote today.
Absolutely. And do vote if you did not early vote.
Yes, I'm doing that when I leave here.
All right. Very good. Get your I vote sticker.
Right.
They're bigger this year.
Are they?
Like the one I got, I early voted. It was a lot bigger than the little.
Oh, than the little ovals that they usually do?
Yeah, it's a little. I feel like there was more to it. Like they put a Z symbol or something.
Oh, okay.
So it's a little fancy.
I voted. I didn't get one.
No sticker for you, huh?
Well, as a handicapped person, I don't have a steady ride. I can't get to the polls. So I voted by drop-off this year. But my wife didn't pick up the sticker.
No one there to give you a sticker. So.
Okay, well, I'll grab one for you.
I started the show saying, can we just do a side taco?
Taco?
Yeah, instead of a sticker, give me a side taco. So here's a taco. Thank you for voting.
Oh, yeah. for that.
Just put a taco in your hand.
Right? That works.
No one's ever mad with a taco in their hand. Just saying.
Yeah, but that's called bribery.
No, you don't get it till after you vote.
It's called bribery.
No, it's like the sticker.
You're being bribed to vote.
Well,
there's a lot of people in this country
then that sticker's bribery.
that want to sit out this election, and they're going to be disenfranchised. They won't get their taco.
Well, they don't get their sticker now. I'm just saying, instead of a sticker, you get a
but
taco.
nobody cares about a sticker. It costs what, 2 cents?
Well, you do. Tacos right there about 2 cents a piece too if you make them.
Only if you get them from a certain company here in town, I suppose.
I suppose.
All I'm saying is,
But those aren't real tacos.
Yeah. Well, all I'm saying is I think we can work this out. It's more of a thank you for voting. Here's a taco.
The only thing I have to say about voting is we should have a voting day, not a voting season.
Yeah.
And I personally would like to go to the Afghanistan method where, you vote, you get your purple thumb. So
I think that'd be cool.
Yeah. Or
But
a taco.
That's my opinion. I don't care who you vote for. I'm completely nonpartisan when it comes to voting. Or at least as I project, get out the vote. But we really don't, as an American Legion post or family, we don't really support the get out the vote stuff. It just never have been on our agenda. But I will say, on a personal note, please vote.
Please vote.
Right?
Yeah.
It's your civic responsibility. I realize the arguments for and against. But,
all I'm saying is if you're that person that's on social media fighting with people and talking with people and doing that thing and complain about this or doing that and then you don't vote, dude,
Yeah.
you deserve a punch to the face.
Then you got people that say,
niceness.
I didn't vote, you can't blame me.
Yeah.
Well, I understand.
No,
So
I'm blaming you, and you need to shut your hole if you didn't vote. You don't get to talk. I'm sorry. You did not
Tell us
vote.
how you
Don't talk like that during our segment. Come on.
This
Tell us
is
how you
me.
really
This ain't
feel, Mike.
American Legion. This is Mike Winters talking.
Yeah,
If you
okay.
didn't vote and you talk smack online, you deserve something to your chiclets. That's what you deserve. Because you're an idiot.
Chiclets?
Yeah,
I
big
haven't
fist
heard that
to
one
the
in a while.
chiclets.
I
That's
don't
what you need.
I don't think they make chiclets anymore.
Well.
Do they make chiclets anymore?
I think if you get an
even know
MRE, they're still in there.
I don't even know what it is.
I know there's no cigarettes in MREs
Yeah, I think
anymore.
you still get, at least in the 90s, they were getting chiclets. I don't know. I haven't gotten an MRE in recent days. I have to get to Sean. He likes to eat MREs.
Boy,
every once
my
in a while.
last MRE, it turned me off to all future MREs. So.
What in the world is a chiclet?
It's a gum.
Oh.
It's a gum. It's a little white square.
It's a little teeny. It's about the size of a Tic Tac.
Yeah.
And it's gum.
Oh.
Yeah. It's
See, I was
not
thinking
even-
it was like
it's
chicken
not
nuggets.
even
To be
worth-
honest, it's about the size of a tooth. Hence the name. It's a name for chiclet. You get a punch to the chiclets. That's
When I was a kid, if you wanted to chew chiclets, you had to do like a dozen of them.
yeah.
So
they're-
that you had enough in
Yeah.
your mouth. Because if you had just one,
I believe the
that
MREs.
was about the most irritating thing in the world is trying to chew one chiclet.
Yeah, I believe the MRE came with two, like in the little bag. It was two of them in there.
Oh,
But,
wow.
I recall.
The chiclets.
My dental work can't handle gum.
The other thing that they don't put in anymore that I missed was the tiny little Tabasco bottles. Those little Tabasco bottles that were about 2 inches tall. Love them things. I had a collection of them.
Oh, okay. Well, I know that I saw some miniature sauces. They're a little bigger than little 2-inch things. But I think I saw them at Walmart or somewhere.
Yeah, those are the MRE Tabasco sauces.
Uh-huh.
I think the newer, fancier ones had the green one, the green Tabasco too.
Oh, yeah,
So you
green
get, like-
sauce is better than red
Yeah,
sauce.
Well, before we get kicked off the air, I do want to mention that Thursday is the Goddard Assembly. I think that's at 1.
Yes.
Friday is Roswell High.
Mhm.
Yep.
And I know both events are going to have Patriot Guard with the flags and stuff. If you're a veteran and you want to help out with they need the help.
Please go attend. If you've never been to the Goddard or Roswell's, but Goddard goes like a rock show. They go crazy with it. Please go. Thursday for Goddard, Friday for Roswell High. Please go and attend. It's your civic duty to show these kids the importance of a veteran. Go
And November 11th is NIMI breakfast, 8 o'clock in the morning.
You got to
I
RSVP
think
for that
you had
one.
to RSVP already.
It's free, but you had to RSVP.
Yeah, they need to know how many they're feeding.
Yeah.
Well, they get a lot of people. so.
Yeah, no doubt.
Yeah. You know.
I suppose if I really wanted to go, I could finagle RSVP. But the problem is, of course,
Getting there.
me getting back and forth. It takes a lot of logistics. So
Yeah.
But we have that going. We're going to have a memory lawn cleanup here very soon.
As soon as weather permits us to do that.
Yeah, as soon as we're sure we're not going to sink in the mud when we get out there.
we will probably decide when that's going to be Thursday night at the meeting.
Yep. So if you want some input, come join us.
All right. Yeah. And I'll announce it Friday when I know the date. So.
Yeah.
Absolutely. That's all we got, Mike.
Very good. RoswellLegion.org is a website. You can learn everything. We were talking mostly about everything here. And, of course, Saturday for a Veterans Parade, 8:30 to kind of gather. Ceremony will start at 9 here on the Chavez County Courthouse.
Yeah. Come out and join us. Do something other than flood work.
That's right. Come celebrate our veterans, celebrate America with us.
Yeah. Let's have a good time.
And remind us why we love this part of our
And remember, a lot of people in this town lost everything. So if you can spare a few dollars for disaster relief, RoswellLegion.org, we'll get it to them.
Absolutely. Well, thank you, guys.
Thank you, Mike. Appreciate it.
We'll see you all next time. I'll see you probably Thursday, if not sooner. So.
Okay. We'll see you then. Thank you.
All right, 9:54. Let's get you into news and Hannity here before we wrap up the show. Don't go away.
Now, make some joke about your neighbors making fun of your nuts.
So when there's trouble with your pecans, head for Roswell Seed Company and ask them, what would Jim Gill do?
At Martine's Capital Cafe, come in and enjoy a delicious variety for breakfast, lunch, or dinner. Try our burritos, huevos rancheros, asado, chorizo, sausage, flantas, fajitas, chili rellenos, quesadillas, enchiladas, sopapillas, and don't forget their award-winning green chili cheeseburger and so much more. Everything is prepared with the finest and freshest ingredients. Martine's Capital Cafe. Quality, value, tradition, and the most delicious New Mexican food since 1989. Open Monday through Saturday from 6 to 8:30 p.m. at 110 West 4th Street in Roswell.
Here's a Mornings with Mike Winters fun fact. More than 50% of Americans fall asleep on their side.
So I want to thank the American people for the extraordinary honor of being elected your 47th president and your 45th president.
His lengthy to-do list includes recapturing energy independence, securing the border, and reviving the economy, putting the nation's fiscal house in order. Mr. Trump with no illusions about what lies ahead.
The task before us will not be easy, but I will bring every ounce of energy, spirit, and fight that I have in my soul to the job that you've entrusted to me. This is a great job. There's no job like this. This is the most important job in the world.
And Republicans have taken the Senate majority for the first time in 4 years. Control of the House still in question. Many outstanding races in the House have yet to be called. Florida, Nebraska, and South Dakota voters rejecting pro-abortion ballot measures. In Florida, a ban on abortion after the first 6 weeks of pregnancy remains in effect. Pro-abortion initiatives did pass muster in 7 other states. The stock market reacting to Donald Trump's election win with a powerful rally. Wall Street's benchmarks blasted off first thing this morning.
The Dow opened 1,100 points higher as Wall Street, Elon Musk's Tesla, banks, and Bitcoin all stormed higher following Donald Trump's win in Tuesday's presidential election. The S&P 500 rose 2%, and the NASDAQ Composite rose 1.9%. Investors expect Mr. Trump's victory to lead to faster economic growth and more market-friendly policies.
And that's correspondent Jeremy House checking the Wall Street benchmarks. The Dow is up almost 1,300 points. Also big gains for the NASDAQ and the S&P as well. More on these stories at townhall.com.
Everybody wants cheap airfare, but where do you find it? You call low-cost airlines. Their prices are direct from the airlines, and they're so low you can't find these fares published anywhere. They specialize in cheap flights, discount hotel rooms, cheap car rental rates, and great package deals anywhere around the world. Wherever you want to go, they can help you get there cheaply and with a best price guarantee. If you want the lowest prices on your airline tickets or other travel services, call now. That's right, call. That's the only way to get these rates. Experts are standing by 24/7 to get you the cheapest airfare and hotel rates available. So don't wait. Call right now for the lowest travel prices anywhere and for great last-minute travel deals too.
Call 866-755-5300. That's 866-755-5300. Again, that's 866-755-5300. Call us right now.
Israeli Prime Minister Netanyahu says Donald Trump's return to the White House represents a powerful revival of the U.S.-Israel alliance. Netanyahu has sent a couple of letters to the Trumps.
One from Prime Minister Netanyahu was personal. It was addressed to Donald and Melania Trump. And that's just a measure of this very strong relationship that has been built up over many years. And it's interesting that his statement begins with this phrase, history's greatest political comeback. But all eyes are on this period where President Biden is a lame duck president. And many are asking here, just what will Prime Minister Netanyahu do next?
The BBC's Lise Doucette. Hurricane Rafael swirling past the Cayman Islands. It's expected to rapidly intensify until making landfall in western Cuba. It's forecast to hit there as a Category 2. It was another stroke of bad news for Cuba, still trying to recover from an earlier hurricane. Townhall.com. The hour's lead story, former President Trump is our president-elect. He defeated Kamala Harris. It was a mixed outcome for ballot measures at the state level.
A costly campaign to legalize marijuana has failed in Florida, falling short of the supermajority needed for passage. The amendment was one of several high-profile marijuana measures being considered in states Tuesday, alongside 10 states that were settling measures on abortion and reproductive rights. The ballot featured more than 140 measures in states. Several states passed amendments barring non-citizens from voting, something already banned by federal law. California passed a measure strengthening penalties for certain crimes. Among the proposals defeated were school choice measures in Kentucky and Nebraska, a redistricting measure in Ohio, and the elimination of most property taxes in North Dakota. I'm Bernie Bennett reporting.
In Los Angeles, a former federal prosecutor, Nathan Hochman, has won election as the L.A. County District Attorney, defeating George Gascon, unseating the incumbent, known as a godfather of progressive prosecutors. More on these stories at townhall.com.
What in the wide world of sports is going on here?
I promise you, whatever scum did this, not one man in this force will rest for 1 minute until he's behind bars. Now let's grab a bite to eat. Yeah, come on.
I feel the hot wind on my shoulder and the touch of a world that is older. I hit the switch and check the number. I leave it on and then I slumber. I hear the rhythm ringing through it. Flamenco guitar and cumbia music. I hear the talking of the DJ. The devil listen, what does he say? I'm on a Mexican radio. I'm on a Mexican radio.
Broadcasting live from high atop the J.P. White Building in downtown Roswell, New Mexico. It's Mornings with Mike Winters on 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM.
Is that what I sound like when I talk?
Now, here's your host, Mike Winters.
And good morning. It is 6 minutes after 9 o'clock. Welcome to our number
Tres Inviernos
of Mornings with Mike Winters right here on 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM. Happy Wednesday.
Ah, yes, the witness of the days.
Yes. Hey, just some other election results. I know I hadn't officially looked up the questions and all the stuff,
right?
Some of that, but I did now.
Okay.
And I do have those answers for you. As far as judge retention, all the judges were retained.
I'm pretty sure most of them were running
no, they all had. Well, it was a yes or no. Should they retain them?
Oh, yeah, that's correct. Yeah.
And pretty much all the judges were a yes, and almost by the same percentage, like 69%, 31. Almost, I think one was 68. 30. They were all pretty much. The constitutional amendments all passed as well. Constitution 1, Amendment 1 was the one talking about veteran property tax extensions for veterans. That passed 83 yes for 17 no.
Right.
Constitutional Amendment 2 proposing for a property tax exemption for honorably discharged care. That also passed. Amendment 3, this one passed as well, a little closer. This one's dealing more with allowing the dean of the University of New Mexico School of Law to appoint judges.
Yep.
That passed slim, 51%, 49%. Constitutional Amendment 4 proposing an amendment to Article 10 talking about the salaries, provide that the salaries of the county officers
be established by the Board of County Commissioners. That passed, 66% to 54% opposed. And then the bond questions passed as well, too. Bond 1 dealing with senior citizen facilities, 70% to 30% passed on that. Bond 2 relating to library acquisition bonds, 67% for, 33% against. And Bond 3 question relating to, well, that's when Dr. Powell and everybody at the colleges, universities, 66% voted yes for that. It passed. 34% opposed. And then finally, Bond 4, talking about safety radio communications and for equipment bond. That bond passed as well, too. 63%, 37%. So a big yes on all of the questions on the ballot this year.
Whole lot of yeses getting tossed around.
Whole lot of yeses going on.
Whole lot of yesing.
And while I'm taking care of stuff here and got...
While he's in TCB mode.
Digital equipment here. Also want to remind folks, too, that Gyro Ministries, they're not they've been open to offer aid support for flood victims, things like that. They've been open, a lot more over the last couple of weeks. They will not be open today, but they will be open tomorrow from 1 to 5 at Gyro Ministries there at First Baptist Church. So if you do need assistance, you call the church. They'll try to help you today as much as they can if folks there. But the Gyro Ministries services will be back open tomorrow from 1 to 5. So just want to put that, and I'll remind folks tomorrow too as well about that one as well too. But just want to put that on the radar. What else? Oh, you gonna say something?
No.
Okay.
No.
Football. We got high school football. We do have a little bit of football this weekend.
We do.
Of course, Roswell Coyotes and Artesia Bulldogs are in first round byes as they are 1 and 2 seeds. Goddard Rockets are in as a 10 seed. They play on Saturday. They travel to Lovington to take on the Wildcats. They are a 7 seed, the Wildcats. So that game will be right here on 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM. A bit of a programming change than normal there. We'll have that game for you. Kickoff is at 1, so pregame around 12:40. We also did managed to obtain video rights for that broadcast. So we will also have live streaming video of the contest at ksvptv.com in the Goddard Rocket channel.
It was a round robin rock, paper, scissors tournament that actually got us those rights.
And we had to go down to Lizard Spock too.
Yeah, it was real touch and go there for a minute. I actually saw for the first time in my natural life the credit union that co-sponsors with the NMAA to put on the tournament every year.
Cocinda?
Yeah, Nucinda or whatever.
Yeah, it is. Something
yeah,
Cinda.
I've never seen one before. And just wandering around the streets of Las Cruces, I'm like, hey, Nucinda! And then I said some choice words that I won't say on the radio because part of the reason we can't get rights for a lot of those games is because, well, they've got the money.
It has nothing to do with Nucinda.
I know, but still, though. I take it out on who I take it out on, okay? I cast a wide net.
They probably even know. You walk in there like, what?
What? Can we help you with a loan?
I'm like, maybe, I don't know their banks, but I know a lot of banks like, we got some popcorn over here. I don't
Would you like
have
a free pen?
But, but I always take it.
Yeah.
Like if you go into the bank or whatever, and there's free popcorn, I always take the popcorn.
It's the same thing with and I know, but every time I go to a place where there's Halloween candy out, I'm gonna take me some. I know it's for the kids.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna take some.
Like, is there a line of, all right, I'm not digging, I'm not going for that? Is there a certain thing in the bowl or a certain thing like, no, that I'm out?
Oh, as far as like the candy
bowl? Or whatever people
Okay.
leave out like at their desk or whatever.
Loose mints.
Yeah.
I have a real hard time getting into like a bowl of loose mints, which I've seen a lot of people, just do on like their desk or whatever.
I completely agree with you. However, my spouse is the polar opposite of that.
Yeah?
That's one of her favorite things. And like the Sonic, like I literally, when I give it at Sonic, I pull those mints out, pull them aside. But like those exact bowl mints that are kind of that white chalky.
Yep, exactly what I'm talking about.
Those are her favorite. She prefers those to the like Sonic peppermints. She loves
they
like
hurt
those are
your
her
teeth when they bite it.
She loves them. They're like her favorite thing. She's all like if you got a bulk bag of those, she would be down for that.
Now, see, the Sonic ones I'm okay with because those are individually wrapped.
Yeah.
I went through a phase in my childhood where my literal, and this is sad.
Yeah.
Because other kids like, real candy,
Yeah.
but my favorite candy, bar none, was Starlight Mints.
Okay.
The spearmint ones.
Yeah.
There was a period in my childhood where that was like the whole of my existence. I always had like a little bag of the Starlight Mints with me.
See, I'm more, as much as I like the eating and everything, I'm very selective on that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Because I am, like I said, I am a chocophile. Chocolate is like, when it comes to sweets, I'm like, there's other sweets than chocolate. Okay. I don't believe you, but I'll accept your premise.
I would go with chocoholic, not chocophile.
Yeah.
One has a little worse connotations.
Yeah. But one's more predatory.
A little
I guess.
bit. A little bit.
It's like,
I stock chocolate.
I followed a Mr. Goodbar into the bathroom. I don't have that problem.
Mr. Peanut and I had a whatchamacallit
That's right.
in the stall.
Yeah, I don't have that problem. More of the I can't leave the candy vending machine.
Mm-hmm.
We got a quarter. That's more my problem.
Why don't you let me hold some ends?
But that being said, it makes me so. I will tell you this: if you put like the little Hershey's Kisser Jobbers, I'm 10 out of 10, I'm grabbing them.
I will say
when
this.
it comes to loose candy without wrapping,
right?
M&M's, 10 out of 10, I'm grabbing.
M&M's, I'm gonna grab it. That's the thing is, and you have to remember these are like on like somebody's desk or something.
Yes.
You're not the first hand that's gone into that dish.
I'm aware of this, and to be honest, environment does come into play.
Yeah.
Like if I'm going into the gas station, and I'm sitting there, I'm like,
if you're at a Jiffy Lube and you see a bowl of loose Skittles,
I'm gonna be like, I'm gonna steer clear of that one.
I'm gonna pass. I'm gonna go to the vending machine and see what's up over here.
Yeah. But if it's like a secretary's desk at the bank or something, I'll be grabbing one.
I'll say this: the two candies that let me know you're a classy individual.
Yeah.
If you have wrapped I don't know what they're called, but the strawberry candies that always came in the package that looked like with the strawberry on the outside has the jelly in the middle.
Yeah, you only see them around Christmas a lot. Yeah.
Christmas and like holidays, but if you have those in a bowl, and this is where I'm gonna come off like an old man. Butterscotch candies.
Yeah.
If you have butterscotch candies in your bowl, you're a classy individual.
And another one, and this is non-chocolate, but you've got Old Man Werther's sitting there.
Oh yeah.
10 out of 10. I'm grabbing one.
Dude, I didn't think about it until afterwards, but I was in the checkout at the store the other day, and I unironically looked over and said, "Ooh, Werther's Originals," and I put them. I put a pack of Werther's Originals down on my conveyor belt.
Yeah.
I'm like, you're just an old man now.
You want to go? If I saw the candy and I will say you're fancy. Andy's Candies.
Andy's, absolutely.
Andy's Candies is a definite. I'm a cut above.
That's there's been a few times that I've left Martine's without getting an Andy's candy, but it's very rare.
Oh yeah,
it's
And
just
by the way,
cents.
one of my wife's other favorite chocolate. Like my wife likes that chocolate mint combo. So Junior Mint.
I like
Andy's Candies.
An Andy's candy. A Junior Mint is a little. I mean, I'm not crazy about dark chocolate and mint.
Well, she like if we go to a theater and she gets candies, it's Junior Mint.
Okay.
That's what she's going for. That's her. She rarely does, but in that rare moment she would get candy, it is Junior Mint.
So just. I mean, and this is the thing. When you guys go to the movies, you really do come off as a geriatric couple. The Junior Mints and Goobers.
Well, that's the problem. I can't even get Goobers
I
no
know.
more. Nobody got no Goobers. I gotta get M&M's.
Ain't nobody got no Goobers because girls go for guys who go for Goobers.
I really go for guys who go for great tasting Goobers.
Yeah, but that's why you got to stock up beforehand. Kids, don't do this. Okay, don't do this. Go to the Dollar Tree before you go to the movies.
I'm telling you right now, like this has been a ritual in the last 6 months, especially since full pullback of the curtain with my wife and I taking our meds and things. We both are getting smaller.
Yeah.
So my wife has had to get some more clothing and stuff. So there's certain clothing stores over there. Was it Cato? And I don't even know the names of them. But
Maurice's
in front of the mall, there's a couple.
Although that place is closed.
There's
now.
a couple women's clothing stores right there. Well, I don't know the names of them because
I don't frequent them. No.
Exactly. If I'm in there, it's because I'm in tow with wife. But what's been my thing is when my wife is like, "Hey, I want to go over to Maurice's or Katz or whatever the place they're called," they go there, and while she's there, I'm hitting the Dollar Tree.
Sure.
And I'm shopping spreeing at the Dollar Tree. Like, I'm getting that little cart with the big flag. It depends. And I'm literally aisle to aisle. And I stock up. And that's where I get my goobers.
Okay.
Because that's where I'll get up four or five things of goobers.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'll have weird things like, so much stuff just like little things of sunflower seeds.
Yeah.
Or
you can get drinks and stuff that you can't find anywhere else.
Yeah, they do have unique drinks there. And so occasionally I'll be like, is this like a Shirley Temple soda? All right, I'm down.
Right?
I'm going to try that Shirley Temple soda. And so, yeah, I generally, but then still, I always nose through, like, I just like looking at glasses for some reason, like drinking glasses. I'm like, that'd be a good drinking glass. And I don't get them. If I was a single man, I would literally, if I was not married and just me, you go into my cabinet, it'd be 30 different, and none of them match, and it'd all be different drinking glasses. 70% would have handles. They'd all be like 40 ounces.
You know what? You're already doing better than me because you do that same thing at my house, and half those cups are going to have NASCAR legends on the side.
Well, and that
got
would be
it down at the stop and save.
Well, that would be the other thing. The other cabinet drawers filled with like crib cups and various baseball game and concert cups. Stuff like that.
The butter / cheese door of my fridge completely filled with Taco Bell sauce packets at this point.
Well, I do have that in our house. Like there is a drawer in our fridge and you open it up and there's everything from like ranch dressing from Sonic to so many salsas from various fast food establishments.
You know what I had somebody tell me the other day is they didn't want to get extra sweet and sour sauce because they said, and I quote, it doesn't taste as good cold. So they didn't want to refrigerate the excess sauce. It doesn't taste as good cold. I'm like, fine, but take it out and let it come to room temperature then.
As one that has done that on many occasions, I've never noticed the taste being different. It is definitely
consistency is different.
It's definitely got a more viscosity. It's very thicker. It's more gel-like than it is sauce-like.
I would just say if that's your complaint, pop it in the microwave for 5 or 6 seconds. Yes, we do.
Oh, good. Is Bob here?
Yeah.
Oh, excellent.
I looked over once. There was an empty chair. I just looked over and now it's filled.
Okay. So. Yeah, I didn't know if our guest was here.
It was poetry by Sean Smalls.
Very good. Our guest is here. Yes. But yeah, so I would. I don't know about taste, but definitely viscosity is definitely effective.
Yeah, just pop it in the microwave for like 5 seconds. That'll fix everything for you. I mean, crack the side for venting. Otherwise, you're just going to explosion situation.
Like you do, fill your sink with water and drop it in there for like a minute and see if that helps. Kind of like when you get like egg rolls or something, frozen egg rolls, and they give you those little things of sweet and sour sauce, and they run it under the warm water in the sink for top 5 minutes or whatever it is.
I love any packaging that tells me to knead it.
Yes.
I'm like, well, I do need you, but I also do this.
Absolutely.
That's just fun.
Let me give you the rundown. We got, of course, our guest Bob Power is going to join us here in just a few minutes, talking about the Veterans Day Veterans Dinner for all veterans. It's going to be happening here at First United Methodist Church on Monday here at 5 p.m. He's going to tell us all about that here in just a bit. Then after that, we're going to have Don Well join us with Friends of Bitter Lake Wildlife Refuge, talking about cranes and cocoa and all that good stuff they got going on over at Bitter Lake. Before we do any of that, let's take a look at your weather, and because I'm your weatherman today, because our computer's being computery. For today, we are looking at sunny skies and a high of 66 degrees. Currently, it's 51 degrees here in town with a humidity of 59%. Winds currently out of the northwest at 5 miles per hour. Tonight, we are looking at a 50% chance of rain, beginning mainly after 8 p.m., increasing clouds with an overnight low of 39 degrees and north winds at around 15 miles per hour. They do expect less than 1/10 of an inch of rain tonight, so that's good news. For you Thursday, rain and cold and breezy. We're looking at an 80% chance of rain with a high of only 47 degrees. Winds will be out of the north 15 miles per hour. They're saying anywhere between 1/10 and 1/4 of an inch of rain possible tomorrow. Tomorrow night, we're looking at a 60% chance of showers before 11 p.m. Cloudy with an overnight low of 41 degrees, north winds 15 to 20 miles per hour. 30% chance of rain on Friday as well, but for the morning. Usually that'll wrap up those rain chances about 11. Mostly cloudy for the day with a high of 52. northwest winds 10 to 15 miles per hour. And then for the weekend, sunny Saturday with a high of 60. Sunny on Sunday, 65 the expected high, and for Veterans Day Monday, sunny skies, 68 are expected high there. All right, 9:23. We're going to take a quick 2.5-minute break, and then on the other side, we will have Bob Power join us talking about the Veterans Dinner here on Monday, Veterans Day. That's up next. Don't go away.
Artesia General Hospital has welcomed cardiologist Luther Weathers to the team. Dr. Weathers is board certified with a subspecialty in cardiovascular diseases. He treats patients with genetic heart defects, heart rhythm disorders, heart failure, coronary artery disease, chronic high blood pressure, and other cardiovascular diseases. Call 575-736-8270 to schedule your visit with Dr. Weathers in Artesia, or visit artesiageneral.com/cardio appointment. Se habla español.
So your pecans aren't as big and bountiful as they used to be? Well, what would Jim Gill do?
Hi, this is Ben from Roswell Seed Company. Few people knew as much about pecans as Jim Gill. And if he were here today, he'd tell you it was time to fertilize. He'd tell you just what you need and show you how to use it. Then he'd make some joke about your neighbors making fun of your nuts.
So when there's trouble with your pecans, head for Roswell Seed Company and ask them, what would Jim Gill do?
The weather is changing, and what is cooler than being at the cow? Well, we can't think of anything. The Calico Cow Fabric and Gift Shop in Roswell is your authorized Brothers Sewing Machine dealer for Southeast New Mexico, and they're all on sale right now at the Calico Cow. New fabric styles for fall are here, and holiday and Christmas fabrics continue to arrive daily. If you're still stitched to your own machine and you just want a tune-up, call for in-house maintenance, 575-639-2586. The Calico Cow Fabric and Gift Shop, 200 East College in Roswell. Want to know how? Come see the cow.
Maybe your AC unit needs a little tender loving care. If you don't know where to turn, then you don't know Jack. In fact, they're downright funky. Let the boys at Fergie's Plumbing and Heating get your AC unit ice cold, just like some of my lady friends. Don't let any fool make you lose your cool. Fergie's Plumbing and Heating. If you don't know Fergie, then you don't know Jack. 632-2660.
You have a life, places to go, things to do, people to see, but it's hard to enjoy life when you have pain. You don't have to live that way. Softwave Therapy from Premier Chiropractic in Roswell can help you. Softwave's cutting-edge technology is non-invasive and can help your body heal. This new technology uses therapeutic energy waves to activate the body's dormant stem cells to promote natural healing. Sessions are quick with short treatment times. Start healing today. Call Premier Chiropractic at 623-2900 or visit healthyroswell.com.
Here's a Mornings with Mike Winters fun fact. The ball on top of a flagpole is called a truck. Mess with your friends today by pointing at a flagpole and say, hey, check out the truck on top of that flagpole. Here's Mike Winters.
And good morning. It is 26 minutes after 9 o'clock. And yes, my guest is here, but it was my later guest. So Don Weld joining us here in studio. Also a veteran, but at the particular moment going to be wearing his Bitter Lake Wildlife Refuge hat.
Yeah.
Here, so, but before we do talk with Don here, and his Alzheimer's hat too. He's got many hats. You need more heads. The three-headed Don. That's
yeah,
what we
there
need.
you go.
But before we kind of talk about some of those things, I do want to mention for veterans on Veterans Day here on Monday, November 11th, all veterans and spouses of deceased veterans are invited to their annual Veterans Day banquet that's going to take place on November 11th at First United Methodist Church. That's going to be at 5 p.m. The menu consists of smoked chicken or brisket with some sides. They're going to have entertainment. Mary Gonzalez and Danny Castro are going to be doing music and entertainment, and they're going to be honoring some veterans as well, too. Awards honoring veterans Jack Swickard, Jim Casti, and Jaime Fierro as well, too, here on Veterans Day. So that's going to be at First United Methodist Church, 5 p.m. For veterans, spouses, come on out and let's enjoy a great meal and honor our vets, and then come enjoy some great entertainment by Mary and Danny, and of course honor Jack, Jim, and Jaime. So good deal there. Don's like, all right. He goes, Don was just telling me, because man, it's gonna be a good day of eating there. You go, I'll be at Nimmy for breakfast on Monday, and then at First United Methodist Church for dinner on that night there too.
Yeah.
So, eat well. We're going to be a lot of roly-poly veterans Monday night.
There you
go. But, and of course, while we're talking veterans, too, also, we replayed our interview we had with Jen and Lee from Post 61 last hour. We do have our Veterans Day citywide celebration here on Saturday morning. They're asking folks, if you'd like to be in the parade, there is no sign-ups or pre-registration. Just come on. And they're asking people to start gathering around 8:30 a.m. on either the parking lot behind the courthouse on Virginia there, or in Pioneer Plaza across the street from.
We'll funnel them.
Yeah, and we'll fill in right in the middle there. Don, also one of his three-headed hats there is Legionary, so he can chime in on this.
We'll do that.
But and of course we'll start the actual ceremonies about 9 a.m. here on the courthouse lawn. By the way, since that interview, we've got 2 guest speakers that are going to be speaking at this year's Veterans Day Assembly. We're going to have, of course, Dr. Sean Powell with Eastern New Mexico University, Roswell, and then, of course, Michael Trujillo, veteran as well, business owner.
Both of them.
Yeah, they're both going to be speaking. Of course, I think Michael was city council. I know he served in government here for a little bit.
Yeah, he did.
I think it was city council, but I've slept since then. So,
yeah.
But both gentlemen will be our guest speakers at this year's Veterans Day celebration. Again, this Saturday at gathering of the peoples at 8:30, 9 o'clock for the actual ceremony, and then the parade will kick off right after the ceremony. And don't forget, this parade, we will meet and gather there in front of the courthouse lawn, and it'll head north up Main Street. They'll back off about College and end up in the Wool Bowl parking lot, and we'll have a few vendors and booths and things. I know they've got some things planned there as well too. So, and that's in a nutshell what's going on Saturday. And then in the middle of the day on Monday, in between NIMI and the Veterans Dinner at 1 o'clock, they're going to do the Daughters of the American Revolution dedication. There on the Veterans Memorial right here on the courthouse lawn. Right. They're going to put a DAR placard there, and they're going to have a ceremony, and I believe NMMI is going to have some of their choir or band out part of that too, and so it should be a nice deal. And that's free and open to the public, and love to invite people to come out.
Come on down.
Yeah, about 1 o'clock on Saturday.
Right.
I'm in on Monday, Veterans Day, and be a part of that. So
right.
I think that covers our veteran stuff.
Well, yeah, it does. After the Veterans Parade on Saturday?
Yes.
Come on out to Bitter Lake.
That's where we're going to talk cranes and cocoa.
Yeah.
Yes.
About 3 o'clock in the afternoon. Come out.
Yeah. After a morning of walking
relax,
and doing
come out and just relax, enjoy. Jim Montgomery, who is a long, I could go on long for a long time, servant of the city.
As long as a crane's leg.
Yeah, you got it. You got it, man. He's been around like forever. And he's going to give his little talk on cranes.
Excellent.
Excellent talk. He really knows those cranes well.
And it's really cool if you've never been a part of it. It's and this is the beauty of having Bitter Lake Wildlife Refuge in your own backyard. As we say every time, we talk about bottomless lakes. That's the human recreation area where you can go fish and boat and swim and do all those fun recreation things. Bitter Lake Wildlife Refuge is the animals' home. It serves as a migratory location. I always do the running joke. It's a pilot flying J for migratory animals.
That's right.
Everything from birds to butterflies to everything in between. Use it as a rest stop as they head north or head south, depending on the season.
Yeah.
And right now, as the weather's changing, getting colder, they're all heading south for the winter.
Yeah.
And this is right around the time when the cranes pop in for their visit. They come in, and so because they run like a German train schedule. They're in this, they'll be in this weekend, and and so that's why we have their annual Cocoa and Cranes event, and so
right.
And it'll be this Saturday night. So if you've never got a chance, or afternoon, evening, if you never had a chance to come out and be a part of this. I would say this is probably the second most known event as part of the Bitter Lake. I mean, Dragonfly Festival is probably the most popular, but Cranes and Coco's probably number 2 on that one.
Little cocoa, a few cookies, little talk, and then once he finishes his talk, we'll go out on take a little caravan out, and we're going to try and time it so that we get out there just about sunset. That's when the cranes have been out all day feeding around the area. cleaning up loose grains and insects, etc.
Gotcha.
So they come back to
fueling
nest.
up for the rest of the trip here. Basically.
Yeah, well, they're going to nest that night.
Okay.
And I don't know. I haven't gotten the information yet this year, but as I think that the parking spaces are getting full in that lake.
Oh, really?
Yeah, the cranes are coming in pretty good.
So they have to get an attendant to sign parking and everything.
You go over there. You go over there. So
look for the crane with the hat. He'll be the one.
Yeah,
guy.
he's the one directing it. Yeah. So then some of them continue on. We do have some who remain here resident through the winter.
And they'll probably sometimes nurse young and everything else on occasion, too.
Well,
That's happened in years past.
Yeah, most of their young are, you're right, though.
Yeah.
They were fledglings when they left Canada and that area came down here.
Sure.
So by now they're mature.
Sure.
They're adults, but they've still got some growth to learn.
Well, and I would maybe guess, too, because this is just how Mother Nature works and things, some of them may be ones that are sickly that maybe can't, like they kind of can't make the rest of the trip, so they say, all right, this is where we're settling.
That may be too.
You know, that's
too.
just how Mother Nature and how life works sometimes. And so, they can't stay up with the flock anymore, so they settle there. So.
Yeah, well, we'll stay here for the winter and build up some strength.
Yeah.
And we get the geese out there too. Canada geese come in about this same time, so we'll have a little get together.
So it might get a little noisy out in the lake depending on certain times of the day. A lot of squawking going on.
Yep. They like to talk to each other.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You wonder if it's trash talk or you wonder if it's kind of like.
Who knows? You might be good friends too.
That's right.
Hey, how you doing? Oh, did you go over there? Did you see this?
It could be that. Hey, I heard they got some good grass over here on the other.
There you go. Yeah.
But we would love to invite you to come out to be a part of Cranes and Cocoa. And this is, like I said, it's free. Just come on out. Will the gift shop and everything be open during that time?
Yes, it will.
Folks want to do
we'll
some
have
shopping
the gift shop open so you can do a little shopping for Christmas.
Christmas is right around the corner.
Yep.
And here's the cool part. The Friends of Bitter Lake, which is actually what Don's officially a part of here, that is the volunteer organization that is attached to the Wildlife Refuge. The official volunteer organization. They are the ones that run the Dragonfly Festival and things. They also run that store in there, that gift store.
Correct.
And all the things you buy and all the money generated from that go back to projects in the refuge, like that deck and everything you'll be enjoying the cranes on. That's one of those projects.
That's right.
That came from. So, so that's where that goes. So I highly, if you're looking for great Christmas ideas, they have an amazing gift shop there that you can find. Of course, you get T-shirts and hats and stuff, but great books and educational toys and all kinds of fun things that
little jewelries.
Yeah,
that are nice. Oh yeah,
some bling. Got
some nice little blings. Little jewelries, earrings and such. That are really neat.
Yeah, so you can get some really nice, unique gifts for the holidays here, and at the same time, you're keeping everything. Keeping the Bitter Lake, keeping it to have its ability to do what it to do long after we leave the earth.
That's right.
So
yeah,
that's what it's about. And please, and I also want to invite you to come check out Bitter Lake all the time because
all year round.
Yeah, each trip to Bitter Lake, if you go in a different season, it's a different experience.
Yep.
There.
Yeah.
It's just depending. It's the circle of life. It is just a timestamp of the circle of life, and it's just. Okay, this time of year, the birds, things are going to be coming in, and then during this time where they're gone, these types of plant life and things start taking over.
Right.
And so you come out, and that's why you come out in say August, September, you're seeing the dragonflies and that kind of thing, and then just a month later, as the more migratory, that stuff starts going away, and you're seeing these birds, these unique birds, these like your geese and stuff, these really North American migratory birds, all of them, probably those breeds make a pit stop into Bitter Lake at some point.
That's right.
That's just, and then we get, and then other parts here, it's the monarch butterflies. It's the, each part, and then you come in the spring, you're starting to see the life
new growth.
The new growth, the new life, the things coming out of the hibernations, and the birds and the bees and everything coming from the south are starting to plop in to head back north. And
we have a cleanup in about April or so, March, April. We get a cleanup around there, prepping for those the animals and birds going north.
Yeah.
So
I would like to say, if you come out on Saturday and then you're like, man, this is great, and you get out there and you're like, okay, maybe you had a lot of life this week with elections and flooding and everything else, and you get out there and you're sitting out there with your cup of cocoa, and it's all you're hearing is the cranes going and the crickets, chirping, and you're like, all right, this is life, man, and you're like, this is light, and you want to get more involved.
Yeah.
I invite you to become a friend of Bitter Lake, and that way you can help out. You get to be a part of the park more. But really, you can get out there and work in the service project side if you'd like to. I mean, there's many different ways to be involved. But if you're like, hey, I would love to get a rake and a shovel and just help you guys work on trails or work on various projects out there, and so you get a chance to be out in that. And if you love to explore Bitter Lake, being a friend kind of gives you an all-access pass to places that
you wouldn't get
the public don't get to be a part of, because there's, again, as I say, that facility is not for you; it's for Mother Nature.
And that's what we're there to support nature.
Yeah, and we're just the fly on the wall watching it and watching it happen here. So there's parts of that place that because we just don't want humans in there disturbing the ecosystem.
Right.
It's just not good. And the other side is we like to remind folks is that it is not just nature's history and everything. It is human history because of our native populations, the buffalo hunting grounds, everything that was out there. It's as much a study in human history, even the New Deal era works and projects and all the that stuff that's out there, the history of that.
CCC.
So, yeah, the CCC stuff it's as much human history as natural history out there. So that's what it's there for. So, but as a friend, you get to see some of that, and depending on projects and opportunities, you might get to go out to some of the buffalo hunting grounds and places that they don't let the public go to, because guess what? There's still archaeological, evidence of native life out there still, and you go digging around, you'll find it.
Technically, the actual Bitter Lake itself is in a restricted area.
Yes,
because we don't want that. We want that to be pristine.
That's like the mothership. You don't want to mess with it.
Don't mess with it. All the ponds that we see out there are runoff ponds.
Gotcha.
And we set those up for the cranes, the geese for the winter.
But ideally, if those get messed up, it doesn't mess with the mothership. So
no, it goes back. That's why we keep that in the backyard. You might say.
It's all the science to it.
Right. Now there are two ways that you can help out.
Okay.
You can join the friends. That's wonderful. We like that. But you can also go directly to the refuge and volunteer directly for the refuge.
Okay, great.
You just talk to Steve Alvarez. They're in the he has
of course,
an
we've
office.
had Steve on the show a bunch of times. I just call him the park ranger of Bitter Lake, because that's really what he is.
Yeah.
I mean,
he's getting ready to retire here pretty soon. Next year or two.
Okay.
So I think he's got one more year.
So just gee whiz curious, is he gonna? I know he's got time here, but is he going to settle down here, or is he going to go somewhere else, or is he talking about that yet?
Your guess is as good as mine.
Well, I just know Steve has been kind of he's been in Roswell in this area for a while.
He has 20 years,
and he's very much beloved the community. And sometimes when you put roots down, you don't want to. You don't want to leave.
I get the feeling. What I think he wants to do is to stay here, but do some travel.
Oh, I got you.
Once he retires,
he wants to be a snowbird.
Yeah, well, all over the world, kind of like I do.
I think. Well, okay, because I'm just thinking. Because one of the known facts is that we have some of our RVers, especially during the summer months, and they'll volunteer and they'll come out and basically camp out at Bitter Lake for a month.
That's right.
In their RV and run the store there for everybody. Right. And so maybe he's going to do that. Like
I don't know.
Just be in the Grand Canyon 1 month, and maybe up in the Ozarks or something later on. Whatever.
That could be too. Well, I do know he wants to go to Africa.
Okay.
Is
that a bucket list item?
Giving him the bug, and so he wants to go see a few things.
As a guy who loves wildlife and loves nature and everything, to experience.
Beautiful place to go.
And I don't care when you've only been in your own country or not even for that matter. If say you've only lived in Southeast New Mexico your whole life, you see us and you're used to a certain environment, and then you go to a different, and you don't even have to go to Africa. You could do it in the United States.
That's right.
And the bugs, the birds, the everything, the plants, it looks night and day different, and
they're all different.
And so that's to be honest, growing up in Maryland and everything, it's nothing like it is here.
That's right.
And I forget how green it is there until I go back there, and then I go back and visit, and they're like, "Oh, it's a drought here," and I'm like, "Are you kidding me? It's like it's the darkest green I've seen in years."
That's right. That's right. It's like they get our monsoon that we just got here every day.
Yeah, exactly. So I could see as a guy that loves nature and loves stuff, for him to experience,
they might just
touch the dirt in Africa and probably watch more than a National Geographic documentary about it. So
I would encourage anybody who can to travel any place in the world. I don't care where.
Well, Don, you just got back from Vietnam yourself here.
I did.
So that
Vietnam, Cambodia, and Thailand, and it was fantastic trip. I learned so much and saw so much.
So is it like, do they still have that? Just I know I'm way off topic now, but now I'm just curious. Is there still that north-south divide, or is it? It's all like, I mean, Vietnam, I'm sure there's some historical evidence of it.
Oh,
but,
yeah.
But as far as a mindset to that,
now, that's what I really liked about this whole trip.
Yeah.
They embrace their history.
Okay.
They don't try to bury it. They don't try to put it aside. They don't try to knock it down.
Sure.
They embrace their history.
Well, that's truly how
they live it.
Should be. And you just study it and you learn the lessons from it.
That's
the good,
right.
the bad, and the ugly. And
that's right.
why it's there.
And they looked at all of it, good, bad, and ugly.
Yeah.
They saw both sides. And so I'm really happy with the way they have progressed.
Excellent. So Vietnamese cuisine overall, what would you give it?
Well, I like Oriental types of foods anyway.
Gotcha.
I've been fighting some gastric problems.
Oh, so you probably didn't get to enjoy it the full extent you would like.
That's right.
Because the last thing you want to do with a stomach that's already, having some
compromised
issues is introduce it to foods and foreign spices and foreign things that you're not used to giving it.
What I could eat was fantastic. I really enjoyed it.
Good deal.
And it was not the typical Oriental food that you might get in this state.
Is there a big American influence in cities and stuff there, or is that
it's always been there?
Yeah, and that's what I was curious. Like, to what level is it? Like, could you walk around and navigate? There's enough American there, or could you get really lost and not see or do anything?
English is a very common language.
Okay, so you can probably navigate pretty well around town if you have to.
Now, there are certain cases where you're going to run into problems, of course, but for the most part, I would say maybe 4 or 5 out of 10 speak English.
Okay.
Adequately enough that you can get what you need.
Gotcha.
So you're not going to have any problems speaking English.
Yeah.
And if you go with a group,
sure,
you're going to be that much. They're going to take care of all that anyway.
I just didn't know if you if you get because I think of these Vietnam villages, and I saw a lot of your pictures, and of course very old, but I just didn't know if there was you see that, but then there's a Kentucky Fried Chicken. You know what I mean? Like sitting there.
You got it.
I was like, is that there? Do they have that?
Burger King, Kentucky Fried Chicken, they're all there.
Okay, I was just
they're
curious
all very
if
popular.
It was that was infused, or did they still kind of keep it to their customs and tradition?
You get both.
Okay.
Now, on my trip, we kind of shied away from
it's like I can see that here in Roswell.
Yeah, we wanted all of the good stuff.
Yeah, I'm not going to Vietnam to eat KFC.
Yeah.
If they had Vietnamese fried chicken, then we're talking. But not,
there you go.
Not Kentucky fried chicken.
Yeah. So no, it was a really good trip.
Good. I was just curious, I know from time to time, you used to kind of sometimes do a thing at the library or something. Is there any talks of that one yet?
I haven't been to the library in a long time, but I think that would be a something to look at in the future.
I love that because that's something that I think, and this is again what Don's always got this server's heart here, where you enjoy these experiences. You're at that phase in your life where you're getting to see the world, and for we're talking about Vietnam now, but Don's been to Egypt, he's been to other part, India, Africa. I mean, you really get it.
Australia,
seen the world here.
Yeah.
And you, but not only do you go do that, you've gone to the library and you have talks that talk about your experiences and things, and get to share where some kids and things that have never maybe left Chaves County in some cases,
right,
now get to see it and hopefully inspire them to when they choose their paths in life that they incorporate maybe seeing some
a little extra, do a little travel.
Yeah.
The more you travel, the broader your base is.
The more enlightened you are when you see how the other half lives. That's just you know, and it's kind of. And I don't get political here, but when you look at the election, you look at all the stuff here, and kind of getting back to veterans, and if most veterans have seen things, because I'm not talking about war stuff per se, but just culture.
Just getting out there.
Yeah, you know, odds are if you spent 4 years in the military, you didn't spend all of it in the United States of America. You probably sat in maybe the Middle East or Japan or Africa, or just depends.
Got to see something.
Anywhere in the world. And anytime you go to see, you know, how people live and immerse yourself to that level where you're living there, it alters your view on life, and you understand, because you're seeing other perspectives and you're seeing things. I'm not saying it doesn't change your convictions on everything. But it gives you perspective. It gives you understanding. It makes you start to realize, oh yeah, there is two sides to every story. Sometimes.
That's right.
You know what I mean? And that's a good thing. So yes, encourage young people to go and see the world and do those things, because
embrace our history.
Worldwide. It evolves to a better human being.
That's right. Yeah.
Anyway, we are way off topic. Let's bring it back to Bitter Lake.
That's okay.
Cranes and Cocoa.
That was enjoyable.
Is this Saturday? What time is everything getting underway?
Be out there about 3.
About 3 o'clock.
So by the time the parade ends, you can relax. Go, if you want to go have lunch or something like that, that's fine. And get out there about 3 o'clock. We only have so much space in the auditorium.
Sure.
So first come, first serve to actually sit in on the lecture.
Sure.
And then as soon as that's done, we'll go out and watch
Enjoy
the
the cocoa and the cranes and everything else.
So.
While I got you on this, as far as flooding and stuff, is any routes to Bitter Lake impacted due to flooding stuff that we need to give a heads up on?
No, Pine Lodge is open.
Everything's
all the way out.
Perfect.
Okay. Right, all the way from Maine if you want to go that way.
Excellent.
The only thing that had some kind of a problem was Red Bridge.
Okay. I knew there's some bridges out there. I was like, that's what I was kind of asking.
But it's I drove it the other day, and it was fine.
Structurally fine. So, well, the good news is that the county and everybody, they've gone through. And so if a bridge is closed right now, it's because they went through it. And if it's open, it's because someone inspected and said, no, this one's fine, and it's good to go.
Yeah. I was gone during the
you
flood.
were in Vietnam. That hopefully we were just talking about.
Right. But and we got all kinds of reports on it. I was devastated at the damage here. But when we got back, I kind of went around and looked. I am so impressed with this city and how the people have come together to help each other.
Yeah.
There's still a lot of damage, a lot of things that need to be done.
Oh, we still got a lot of work to do.
Oh, man, it's incredible to see what's going on.
Well, and this is that side of tragedy where we see the greatness in humanity.
Humans.
You know, 9/11, when we saw, you know, the maybe one of the saddest days of most people's lives, you know, American history. But from that ashes rose that phoenix, rose the love, rose the coming together of America that, quite frankly, in my 50 years on this earth, I've never seen before or since. During that time in 9/11, we're human beings, regardless of where you came from in life or where your background. All Americans were just coming together
to help each other,
and being to help each other, and you get those moments in the darkest hours, and in one of Roswell's darkest ones with this flood. We saw the beauty in Roswell come out.
Yep, that we did.
And all I ask is, when you get down and you get negative and we get mad at each other, remember those moments. Remember where we can be if you allow that to happen. So that's what the flooding teaches us, and that's where and again, we're go out and enjoy cranes and cocoa, but you know the big picture here is doing this. So I would want to get time for some old timers up.
One more thing here.
Yes.
23rd, we decided to postpone the walk because of the
weather, flooding
and
all the damage and what happened.
So we've reassigned it to the 23rd, Saturday, and everything else will be the same. You come out 9 o'clock in the morning.
Sure.
Have a little ceremony and see everybody and do your sign up. Be sure to sign up. Be sure, because there'll be a sign up table. Sign in. Do whatever on your donations. Get your little windmill thing and
keep raising money. Keep
raising money. We're getting closer and closer just need some more money to put that over the top and get us the cure.
I swear, I really think before I leave this earth, we're going to have a cure for all.
I certainly hope so.
Yeah, I think it's.
I would love to see it in my lifetime.
Just in because I remember when I was a kid, and they talk about Alzheimer's, and that's it.
Yeah.
There was, and as soon as they diagnosed it, within months, you're pretty much lost.
You were gone.
This person, and whatever they weren't left, it wasn't much left to be worth having anyway.
Yeah.
And nowadays, people are getting diagnosed with dementia or Alzheimer's, and they're living for years with relatively quality life.
Yeah.
Until we hit, we can't cure it yet, but man, we're giving meaningful life to people that get diagnosed with this. And I'd like to say, we're so close to saying not only can we give a meaning life, we can reverse the effects, and we can reverse it to where you can have a normal life longevity situation.
That's what we're looking for, that white pin.
Yes, the white pin.
Yeah,
the pinwheel.
Pinwheel.
I say pinwheel. Yeah, that's what we should say.
I spent 9 years taking care of my wife.
Yeah.
Once we knew there was something wrong when she was diagnosed, and for the next 9 years I took care of her.
Yeah.
So.
And it is, put it this way, it's kind of a death sentence for you too. You know what I mean?
It can be.
The mental health, the side that I know there's probably so many stories of the sadness of the dementia, but just the family falling apart because of the consequences of that.
The caregiver probably suffers a whole lot more than the patient.
Unfortunately, that is the case because especially if they get the certain types of dementia that gives them the aggressiveness, and all are different. Every person with dementia and Alzheimer's has different symptoms and things. I mean, it's one of those things, and again, they're figuring out. They're way better. They're starting to tie links to some of the causes of some of this stuff now, and they're starting to connect the dots. And once the dots are all connected, then the cure comes.
That's right.
That's we're close. So please come out on the 23rd and be a part. Even if you're just like, I didn't even know this thing. Great, you still got time.
That's right.
Get involved. Come enjoy. Come be part. If you still got time, you want to put a team together and do all that, we'll figure that out.
Yeah,
we'll figure it out. But even if you're just hearing about it, come on out on the 23rd. Come and of course it is a celebration of our of those folks that are fighting. We honor those that we lost, and so there is that emotional side. So come be a part of that side too, and see the impact of what this disease has done and what we're doing to fight about it, and so it is a bit of an emotional day because it is we're celebrating highs and lows here. But
that's right.
The more purple, the more awareness, the more pinwheels, the more raised means the more bucks, the more resources, and the more ability to kick this Alzheimer's in the butt.
Right. I just thought about that. We actually call those pinwheels the flowers.
The flowers, okay.
Yeah.
But it looks kind of like those little pinwheels you put in your front lawn,
and
the
it does
blows.
spin too.
Yeah. Or on your hat, your propeller.
There you go. There you go. It make it a little fun to go along with our sadness.
And that's what it is. We're celebrating life.
Yes.
And to be honest, once you get that diagnosis and you've got basically a cap on when you know how much life you got left, you're going to cherish what you have left.
That's right.
And so the pinwheels and everything, and that's what this event is celebrating the life we got now. We got you here. Let's enjoy these moments, and we're going to pray and we're going to fight to give you as much of that as we can here until we can say, you know what? Guess what? It's reversing. It's
we're getting
the symptoms
getting a handle on it.
Going the other way.
Yep. Let's keep that going.
Friendsofbitterlake.org is a great resource for anything with cranes or coke or anything Bitter Lake related. Come on out again about 3:00 on Saturdays when the everything will get underway here. And first come, first serve. It's completely free. But if you want to get in on the talk and everything before the actual going out to watch the cranes, get there a little early because it will be first come, first serve.
Yep.
And we
They'll
can
give
accommodate.
you something, a little note, or let you.
And then, and of course, we invite you to do a little shopping to help out the Bitter Lake, Friends of Bitter Lake, and of course, get you some great gifts for the holidays coming up here.
That's
too.
the best part. She gets such great gifts.
Absolutely, yeah. I'm telling you,
and they're not expensive, and the money goes right back into the to Bitter Lake.
Yeah, and if you've never been out to Bitter Lake, shame on you. Go check it out. It is a gem in your own backyard and make Saturday your first experience.
It's our refuge out there. We support that, and we want to make sure that the animals and birds and whatnot have a good, safe place to stop off.
Yeah.
Make their Pilot J stop
exactly.
over.
Get their hero sandwich and soda and me on the right here.
There you go. You got it.
Absolutely. Well, Don, as always, appreciate you and what you do, and let us know what else we could do, and we'll see you next time.
All right. Thank you. Thank you, Mike.
All right. Oh, dang. We got to take a quick break. It is 9:58. We're going to take a quick break before they kick me off the radio. Don't go away.
Attention, Roswell and surrounding areas. Roswell Ford knows recovering from an unexpected natural disaster is stressful, and our hearts go out to everyone who experienced loss due to the flooding. The damage left behind is devastating, but we're already seeing what it means to be Roswell strong, and we acknowledge and appreciate the heroic efforts of local authorities, first responders, and National Guard rescue teams. We've already received and continue to receive special shipments of new Fords and quality pre-owned vehicles available for immediate delivery during our massive Super Tent Sale. It's at our temporary location on West 2nd Street between Toyota and Allsup's. These new and pre-owned vehicles without flood damage are being offered to the public at unprecedented savings. We've instructed our staff to take any car in any condition. In fact, even if it doesn't run, we'll come get it and give you a generous allowance toward a new Ford or high-quality pre-owned vehicle. And we'll work with your insurance company to help you get what you deserve at Roswell Ford's temporary location on West 2nd Street between Toyota and Allsup's. Thank you.
So your pecans aren't as big and bountiful as they used to be? Well, what would Jim Gill do?
Hi, this is Ben from Roswell Seed Company. Few people knew as much about pecans as Jim Gill. And if he were here today, he'd tell you it was time to fertilize. He'd tell you just what you need and show you how to use it. Then he'd make some joke about your neighbors making fun of your nuts.
So when there's trouble with your pecans, head for Roswell Seed Company and ask them, what would Jim Gill do?
Here's a Mornings with Mike Winters fun fact. Slugs have 4 noses, but no fingers to pick them. Here's Mike Winters.
That's going to do it for us. You're listening to 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM, KEND, Roswell, New Mexico. Have an amazing day. We'll see you regular tomorrow.
Breaking news this hour from townhall.com. I'm John Scott. The 47th president is also the 45th.